Okay.
Yeah, what's that help you with?
What does that do?
Well, you can also do parallax to the sun at the same time. That's not what I did, but I'm saying you could do that.
I want Davros to explain the Davros experiment.
Well, we want
Davros
rocket scientists to explain what he did himself.
God damn it, Chemo. Why can't you let Davros crash and burn here?
No, we'd rather watch Rocket crash and burn.
No, it's that from here you'd go up to Darwin. Yeah, you'd go up to Darwin. You'd do one measurement up there, and then 12 months later you'd do it at 35 degrees south.
Thank you for the clarification, Davros.
Let me talk to Hero Boy who wants to jump in. Percent, what have you done?
Yo, don't divert, bro. You said you did.
Why? I took 4 measurements at multiple time at angles to the sun. Big deal. That's Aristosophanes. It's
On
not
your
hard
own.
to do.
Repeat that, please.
Four angular measurements to the sun at 4 locations at 4 different times.
That's not Eratosthenes, bro.
Really?
Yeah, it's not.
What are you talking about?
Eratosthenes is at the same time.
Which I don't know.
4 locations at the same local time.
How? What are you doing?
How Eratosthenes?
How'd you do them at the same
I don't think you
location?
understand who Aristophanes is.
Danik, hold your horses. Let Rocket explain this.
They didn't take it at the same time.
No,
Zanuck.
Zanuck, you didn't do the experiment. Rocket did this experiment. Right.
I drove to 4 different locations on 4 different days, over 4 days, and took 4 different measurements.
Oh, at the same time,
At
over
the
4
same
days.
local time.
Yeah. So you were assuming that the sun is in the same position over
So,
these
percent,
days.
here's the thing. This is to satisfy me. I don't fucking care if it satisfies
Okay, you didn't do Eratosthenes though.
Yeah, I did.
You did your own little version, your meek little version.
I don't care if it satisfies you. Okay? I don't want to talk to you because you've done fuck all.
No. You said you just had to go at me
You
by
come in
saying
every single day and you put nothing on the table.
you just shouted at me saying, "What have you done? What have you done?" And I said I went out there with the boys and we made some observations, couple measurements, and these things. Now you said, "Well, I've done
A couple of measurements of these things of what?
like to the horizon." Yeah, so we got the Google Earth. We looked at the distance. Can we see these things?
Did you take photos of the stuff that you did?
Cunnage, what are you doing, man?
What the chemo? What did you even do? You said a whole bunch of words that doesn't amount to anything.
There you go, guys. That's done with about 20 odd people from all around
this is
the
not
earth,
about.
mate.
This is about Rocket saying that he's done something. Yeah, verified it himself.
Rocket lying his ass off.
Yeah, that's right.
How's the lying my ass
And
off?
this
Percent more than
backs
what
him
you've
up.
done. And then for Polaris, you simply just drive south and you take multiple sightings to Polaris.
When did you do this?
When did you do
At
it?
night, so it's easier to sight Polaris.
Yeah, because it doesn't seem likely that you've actually done this, Rocket scientist.
Hang on, we were talking about Eratosthenes.
I did it a couple. I did it March, April, about May 2009. What is it? No, 2019. Yeah. It was about couple months after I moved. It was about 2 months after I moved back to Calgary.
When did you or portion of the whole
of the
year
4
do it?
different locations over the 4 days at the same time? Do you have photos?
I didn't do this to satisfy you, you fucktard.
Do you
I
have
did it
any
to
record
satisfy
whatsoever?
me.
Do you have any records whatsoever?
Like
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
Like me. Like I have it all over
All right.
Ranty's channel, Nathan's channel, Anthony's channel.
Post them right now. The original,
No.
Hang on.
No, I'm not going to do anything for you, dipshit,
Rocket.
until you put something on the table.
Right now, no, don't take some time to make the things up.
Rocket asking for his STEM degree.
I don't dance for you, you little cunt, okay?
Yeah, but you can't lie to us.
Yeah,
I
then,
don't
Rocket.
dance for you because
Made a
you've
positive
done
claim.
nothing. At least
Again.
I have this information available that I can process, and I've done calculations off of it. What the fuck have you done, percent? You come in every
That's not
single
the point.
day and
That's not the point,
just
bro.
be that absolute
The point is you
dickhead
made a positive
contrarian that you
claim.
are,
Again,
and you do nothing.
Another
We got a
positive claim that you
potential legal
made.
matter here to
It's so
resolve.
fucking annoying to listen to your stupid ass
Another
voice
positive claim
every
that you
single
made. That
day.
you're not fulfilling the
Guys, we got a
burden.
Just shut up.
Chemo,
Yeah,
I need
that's
an authority from the UK to answer a question for me.
Yeah, let's
Are you
do it.
available,
And by the
Chemo?
percent and chemo, what I do professionally drowns anything that you two dipshits can do.
Shit, bro. All
No,
you do
no,
is
no, no.
lie.
Because Rocket, I
Chemo.
actually go out there in the real world, outside,
Chemo,
where
got
the
a
real.
question
Have you
for
actually ever seen a real horizon, Rocket? No.
Chemo, I'm asking you a question, man.
Who has seen a real horizon? It's an apparent horizon because it's affected by the atmosphere. Nice try.
Go on,
I need somebody in the UK to tell what is the UK equivalence of a occupancy permit. Like you have to have an occupancy permit over here to move into a residence. What do you guys call it?
I don't know.
We call it a tenancy agreement.
Oh, right. Something like
Once
that.
you've built a house over here, it's called a certificate of occupancy. COO.
Okay. All right. So whatever you call it there in the UK, Bookgunnage, can you provide one of those for your microphone, please?
I love hearing Curve say "Pook hunted" is just awesome.
Why?
If you don't have an occupancy permit for your microphone, you're going to have to move the fuck out of it.
Not that bad.
You like to hear?
But we're letting Rocket off the hook here. Okay, so he's attacked me. He attacked me.
I think
Jumped all over me.
his Canadian
Microphone is a
microphone and
goddamn
plugged it into a US outlet. Sorry, a UK outlet.
Rocket's here attacking me. What have you done? What have you
Get out of it. Get out.
I'm not in it. What you want about?
Not you, Bookgunnage.
So yeah, you're jumping all over me. What have I
Chemo
done?
needs to clean out his ears, mate.
What have I done?
We're stepping all over you, Chemo.
We've actually been out there, Rocket, to test what you've been telling us. All this Eratosthenes.
Have you been out there lately, Chemo?
What have you
Hey,
done
Spurs, to get everyone off your back, why don't you just prove
What have you done
something?
for me
Give us some
lately?
evidence.
Is that what you're
So,
asking?
so have
You
you
haven't given us anything,
gone out?
Spurs.
Yeah, have you gone out and
Ooh, those things.
reconfirmed your St. Bees experiment?
What have you done for me lately? Is that what you're asking, yeah?
No, I'm asking, have you gone out and
What have I done for
reconfirmed
you
the
lately,
St. Bees experiment? Because you stood upon that before, that you went out with the boys
Yeah, we
and
went
you
out
did
with
the
the team.
St. Bees.
We went
Have
out
you
with the
gone and
scientists.
reconfirmed it a couple of years later?
Yeah, but what we've got is the data there for anyone to see.
No, have you gone out and reconfirmed it?
Yeah, and the lighthouse. Anthony went back out there.
So you haven't.
Yeah, I mean, again, we were there a couple of times.
You're
yeah.
not Anthony.
No, we didn't just go there once. We did a few locations and reconfirmed what we saw. Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, so the lighthouse, we can see it. You shouldn't see it on a ball. It should be hidden behind the curvature of the Earth.
but hang on. So you haven't gone out and redone it the last 12 months, have you?
What, in the lockdown? Don't be silly.
What
Exactly.
lockdown?
Well, we've got this thing called
What lockdown?
Corona.
What Rona? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about how rocket scientists here could prove the ball if he wanted to, but I think
Hang on. Did you just shift away from the conversation?
You're trying to shift away.
we're talking about rocket scientists.
No, we've
Yes,
moved
yes,
away
yes.
from
Asking
rocket
us what we've
scientists.
done. I've told him what we've done. Now we asked him what he did by himself. He said, I did it by myself. And he won't provide anything to prove that.
Line his ass off.
He just
Yeah,
say,
this is for myself, to satisfy myself. I didn't set it up as an experiment to satisfy any of you cunts.
you're
or
like,
dickheads.
I'm rocket scientist. And just because I'm a rocket scientist, I can tell you anything in the world because my credentials tell me so. That's not true.
Hang on, my name's Poe Cuntage. I've got credentials, but I can't prove I've got the credentials. I'm Poe
Don't even
Cuntage.
worry about it. As far as you're concerned, I have no credentials. Okay. Don't
Well,
even
you
worry.
don't then. So
But
shut
we're
up.
flat earthers.
Relax.
Don't worry about us. You guys are the one with the credentials, the science.
No, you
the
worry
maths,
about you.
Demonstrations.
Quick question: what's coagulation again?
Goodness.
Don't even worry about it, bro.
Oh, don't even worry about it. Yeah, okay. We all know you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Okay.
Honestly, coagulation is the question you ask. Even like
Yeah, because the rest of the people in the room, that's why Veach laughed.
everyone
He
would
knows
know
what the story behind that
coagulation
is.
Like, how is that a question that would suss out someone that has a medical background or not? That's the level of your intellect right there. You fucking idiot.
Because when you deal with medical shit, blood is one of the things that you work with.
Did you
There
not
are people in this
understand
room
what
who
I
have
said? Everyone
zero
in the
medical
room,
background,
regardless of
including
having medical
myself, and
background or
we know
not,
what
would
the
know
fuck
what
that is.
coagulation is because you
Coagulation.
run into that. And you're
Yeah,
like,
except for you didn't know. That's the problem.
I
It's
do.
just,
You do
it's
now,
just
you
the
didn't before. Yeah, you
clotting.
didn't
It's the
before.
process in
The
which
point
blood
is,
changes from a
this guy
liquid to a
claims he
gas.
did an experiment and he didn't document a single thing.
I never set it up as an experiment, a document, so that I could justify as a write a paper or
So you
justify
took-
to you
You
cunt
took
heads,
these
okay?
measurements at 4 different locations at 4 different times over.
So he
I mean,
completed
for
medical
different
school, completely
dates, and he
ignorant
didn't
about
report anything?
coagulation.
Curve,
and
he's trying to ask
cauterization.
Rocket,
Yes,
look,
I
how
wrote
is
down
this
numbers. I have them in
changing
a
to us?
spreadsheet, and I'm not going to share them with you. You can fuck off.
Yeah, of course.
Rocket, you've got to give us the answers. We're flat earthers inquiring
No,
about
he's
your
giving
He
you
ball.
the
give you shit.
He's gonna make claims and he's
Percent,
not
no,
gonna
percent.
substantiate them. Again,
You know what?
This is
You know,
This is
Pocahontas,
typical.
put something on the table. Stop
modus
stop
operandi
flapping your
of Rocket.
blowhole and actually do a calculation. Do anything.
Don't
do
worry about me. I don't
something.
make claims. I
Yeah,
don't.
you do. You make claims all the
I make a
time.
claim I substantiate.
You make
It's simple
claims
as
Don't
all
that.
the
focus
time.
on percent, Rocket.
You
This was
just
between
get
me and
negative.
you, remember? You said...
Hang
I'm
on.
done with
Here's
you,
a
Kimo.
claim
You're
from
useless.
percentage.
I'll go.
Here's a
I'm
claim
going to
from
take a piece of that
percentage.
Sort of
now.
bully
I
percent
have
now.
I have 2 STEM degrees. That's a claim from you.
That wasn't really a claim.
It
It
was
was
because
just
you
said in
fucking
passing.
said it.
As far as you're concerned, if you feel like it's a claim in an argument, then it's not. Okay. It's
No,
definitely
but
not.
no. That's not the point. It's that you make claims all the fucking time. After
Fine,
you
then I
just said
concede
you
that claim.
don't make claims.
I concede that claim. Then how about that?
Right then. So you can
Right,
never
Rocket,
say
you
that you don't
concede
make
now
claims.
that you didn't do the experiment on your own.
I either substantiate them or I concede them. I'm not dishonest.
Well,
Right.
I'm not going to prove
See,
that
that
one
was-
to you because
Good.
it's not worth it. So consider it conceded.
He's conceded.
Wow, like this
So
is.
you lied.
No,
We don't
I did
need
not
to
lie.
dwell on
I'm
this
just
now,
not
right?
fulfilling my burden of proof at my own prerogative, like my own prerogative.
So you don't have 2 STEM degrees then.
No, I'm not going to say that.
So you're doing the same thing that Rocket's saying. He's
No,
doing,
it's
which
not
is-
If I
about
claim it,
percent.
He's
not about-
declining. He's disinclining to show
He's
you
trying to make
another.
it- He's trying to make it about something. I'm not going to be forced to make the
Yeah.
claim. If I'm,
Oh,
if
that's
I'm going
fair.
to claim it, I'll
That's fair.
substantiate it. Okay,
That's fair.
so I'm
That's
not
fair.
claiming it, but that doesn't
That's
mean it's
fair.
not true.
Oh, but Rocket's also not feeling like showing you his
Yes,
stuff,
he
so
is. He's claiming
there
that
you
he did an experiment to prove the ball to himself.
He could do an experiment to prove it to himself.
No,
Why-
he
why
didn't
couldn't
say
he?
he
I
could.
did for
Don't
you for
change. He wasn't
myself. I
even here.
didn't bother documenting it and making it out so I can present results to anyone else.
You
Okay.
didn't hear what happened, Veach, right?
You take a
Because
couple
I
of data
said,
points, you do a couple of back in the envelope calculation type of thing, and it's fine.
I said to a rocket scientist that he could prove the ball if he really wanted to himself. He said, I have. I've done experiments myself that have proven that I'm on a ball. He said he's done Eratosthenes himself. So we're asking him, how did he do it himself? And how did he
But
document
why do
it?
you expect him to answer you? Why do you expect him to give you this stuff? You've seen this kind of stuff so many times. And
We
you just don't
expect
understand
every
it.
ball earther
But
to comply.
Well, your
Otherwise,
expectations are all goofy.
we expect
Have you
every
guys ever
sing-
seen the Have you guys ever seen the Eratosthenes thing on a flat plane though?
No,
How
'Cause it
could
works
we?
on a flat. It works on a flat plane.
no, not
No,
if you take more than 2 readings. It doesn't.
Show
Yes,
us that
yes,
works.
many
You made
readings.
the
No,
claim
show
that
us
it
how that
works.
works. Show us how that works.
Please
Got a
present
video.
it, Jeremy.
Okay, for what it's worth, Jeremy, if it's 2 points, yes,
No, he just
No, I
said
got
more
more
than
than
2
2
points.
points.
Rocket.
it'll
Pay
work on a
attention.
flat or a sphere.
Rocket,
But like
Rocket,
Our
pay
side
attention. He's already said more
Hang
than
on.
2 points.
Jeremy.
sorry, Bish, I mean the joke.
Jeremy
on.
claimed it works. Jeremy needs to show it works.
I'm getting it
He's
right
just
now.
dishonesty
Everyone
here. You
settle
see, a
down.
rocket knows how it works, but Veach won't let him explain it.
He just doesn't understand what he said. He said more
When
than
they
2
make
points.
a stupid claim, when they make
Well-
a stupid claim like that, don't tell them that they're wrong. Make them show that they're
We
right.
got it. We got it. Hold on.
All right, let's it.
So in the meantime, for me, the guys that work for these companies are best placed, in the best position to actually demonstrate and prove it. Now, rocket scientists should not ever be saying, oh, but I did it for myself, I'm in a debate, but I'm just going to keep the information to myself. That's not how you would have communication, Rocket. Especially when, you know, people are asking you questions. You've named yourself rocket scientist, for goodness sakes, implying that you're the guy to give the answers, right? Because we're looking to speak to these types of people every day. And more and more, it seems like you're not a rocket scientist. I'm not saying that you're not. Probably are. Probably do what you do. I'm just saying if we were super
Probably
suspicious.
glorified pen pusher, compartmentalized glorified pen pusher.
You know what? When you guys would get a job, and then you
Fuck
guys
you,
get a
okay?
job.
What have you put on the table?
Zero.
You're just a
Don't worry
coward
about
who
me. I
flaps
don't make-
off in this
I
channel all
don't
the
make
time.
claims
You
that I
don't do
don't-
anything. You just object to everything.
Substantiated, bro.
What experiment have you done? What anything have you done?
Don't
What
worry about it. I'm
calculation
not
have you
making
done?
current
He's a
claims. I'm
kept
not lying
man.
off my ass.
You know what he does for a living. He's a kept man.
Can we compartmentalize Pakanich?
Yeah,
No,
let's
he doesn't have to do
compartmentalize
anything.
him
Do you not
between
hear
his
what he said?
microphone and his words.
He said he hasn't made any claims, so why does he need to do anything?
He makes claims all the time.
Like what?
And he moves the
posted
goal
it in
so
chat.
First
we
of all,
can
it's
get
a
out of there.
claim to say he's not doesn't make any claims. That's
Hold
already
me
he's
accountable,
claiming.
Beach.
What? Say
I
it again.
posted it in chat.
Hold me accountable. What claims do I make?
Walk us
You
through
make them
this.
all the time. You
Jeremy.
make all kinds of claims. You just
Name
made one right
one
there when you
claim
said I
that
don't
he
make any
makes.
claims.
Explain to us why this is correct.
Because he's got all the angles and stuff. Look at the map.
God, this is
don't
Dr.
know.
Zach or
You
something
don't
like
even
that?
know what's going on, do you, Jeremy?
No.
He's got all the angles lined
That's
up
the
on that.
rookie.
Why do you,
You
think it's
realise
correct,
it's a
Jeremy?
parody, right?
It's not a. It's Decimal Z is Dr. Zach.
So
Why?
the reason, yeah, it doesn't work.
Why do you think it does, Jeremy? And
Why do I think it
we
does
believe
what?
you?
Zanik, mute
Because it's
yourself.
got
math
straight
not
lines curved. It's got straight lines, bruh.
Does the
Jeremy,
math
you
not
don't
work?
understand the math. Why do you think it works?
Does it not work? I
It
brought
does
it.
not work. It does not work.
Well, let's see it.
I mean, I'm telling you, it does not work. You asked, and the answer is no. It doesn't.
Why? How do you know? Did you do it?
Because I've
or
seen it before.
You went over the math and it doesn't work?
Yes, it's pretty obvious it doesn't work.
And you're not able to show why it does work, Jeremy, in your opinion or estimation. You can't show it.
Yeah,
Why
Jeremy,
doesn't it work?
walk us through it, Jeremy. It's pretty
Why do you
simple.
think
Just
it
tell me
works?
why it doesn't. Just
No,
tell me
no,
why it
tell us
doesn't
why
work.
you think it works. You presented it. Why did you present it?
Jeremy, I'll tell you why it
Nothing but a
works.
carrot.
Yeah,
You think
Rocket
it
can
works,
tell us
walk
why
us
it
through why
works.
it works.
The light rays that the light source that he uses is not comparable to the sun where the light rays are parallel.
So it does work. You guys just don't like the model. of how
No,
you
he just
made
said
the
it
sky.
doesn't work. is what he
Rocket just said
told
it
you.
does
Curved.
work.
No, he didn't. He said
You
it
just
doesn't
said it
work.
does
Because
work,
the light
Beach.
rays are parallel.
He said it doesn't work because he doesn't like how we
No,
modeled the
because
sky.
the light
I
rays
don't
are
give
not
a-
parallel, is what
I-
he said.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if you show me light rays being
They're
parallel.
parallel from the sun, obviously,
How
Fair
do you know
enough.
that?
because you can look at shadows and tell.
No, you can't. That's assuming that
You can tell from that diagram that those light rays are not parallel from the light source to the tips of the nail head. Like that's what he's using.
Okay, so what happens with crepuscular rays when they're not parallel?
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Crepuscular
No.
rays are
Yeah,
parallel.
Yeah,
they're not
they're parallel. They're parallel the same way. They're parallel the same way that train track lines are parallel. You know how they converge in the distance? Even though
Chemo,
they're parallel?
bring up a picture of crepuscular rays,
but-
Chemo.
but
and
In the
he-
same
he's-
way,
Alright,
in the same
run
way
it.
that train track lines converge in the distance, crepuscular
Mr.
rays
Beach.
appear to converge in the distance. It's an
Beach.
illusion, but they're parallel. Hold on, dude. They're parallel in reality.
You're missing the
it?
point.
Run it,
They
Run it.
think that no. Listen. They think that the sun ray next to the other sun ray is parallel to
It
it.
is.
That's their thought.
It is.
All right, I'll be back later,
No,
maybe, guys.
Yeah, but look, if you've got two projections, does that change it?
What do you mean two projections?
Like in this picture from Zanuck, right? You tell me that sun ray in the middle is parallel with the sun rays on
Yes.
the left and the right.
Yes, they are.
How?
Yes.
Just like with the train tracks receding in the distance, you know how the train tracks appear to converge? That's what you're looking at there, Davos. You're looking at an illusion of convergence there.
But they're going up.
Well, yes, they're going up, and that's what throws you off a little bit. But the up distance is pretty far. So if you think about it, you're actually looking at a differential in terms of how far away the top is from the bottom. Enough. Hold on, Zach, in the middle of a fucking sentence. You're just looking at a differential and how far away the top is from the bottom. Enough to make you see this illusion of convergence the way the train tracks do.
So you're telling me that every ray of light.
Hey,
Yeah,
hold on a
just
second.
stop for a second.
What
Just
about
shut up,
refraction,
dude.
bro?
Yeah, what makes you think yours weighs the best?
Because you're always talking is the problem.
I'm not. I've only been here for 1 second. You guys have
I've been here for 2 seconds, so just relax.
3 hours. I've listened to you guys.
I got here 2 seconds ago, so just stop.
Not you, but everybody else. Listen, if you look up at any of those spots, which way do you think you're going to be looking for the sun? You think one guy on the left side of my screen there is going to be looking to the right, and the guy on the far left is going to look the other direction, and the guy in the center is going straight up? No, they're all looking straight up. It's just an apparent view of this directional ray. They're all parallel.
Not that word. Oh.
All right, Zanuck,
They're all
Beach
parallel.
wants you to stop now. I agree as well because
Yeah.
we kind of lose where we're at, Zanuck, unfortunately, with your explanation.
Ms. Davos, you understand? You're on board?
Yeah, sorry, I was just playing Flat Earther for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
You know, you never know with me.
Oh, Jeremy's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was leaving,
Yes.
but you
I
ignored
thought you
him,
just
King.
muted.
No, he said he had to go. He'll be
He's
back.
gone, yeah. No, Rocket, like
Did
I say,
you
you're the main
run
man.
Jeremy off?
What?
Did you run Jeremy off?
No,
he
said
did. He did by ignoring him.
Give it back.
Bastard chemo.
Like I say, Rocket, yes, you're the top guy here. There's nobody higher
No, he's not.
in terms of like intellect, position. You are the authority.
Blah blah blah. Just go look at Himawari 8. I did a project on that with JAXA. There.
Yeah, but
Happy?
again, that you're just looking at a
Yeah,
computer.
but-
You're looking at a computer screen, and come on, that could be anything, right? We're going to have to
Yeah,
verify
but
these things.
that side of the Earth, you can use Himawari 8 to detect a lot of events on the Earth, and you can verify that they're happening.
How high is Himawari 8?
Both from cloud.
How high is it?
It's in geostationary.
How
42,164
What's the height off the ground?
42,164 radial minus 6378.14. There.
How many miles is
Kilometers. I
Yeah,
don't
miles.
know. I don't fucking work in freedom.
Convert it, dude. Such a...
I didn't even hear what the
How do
number. I
I-
can't remember the number. he
Do my
said.
homework for me, please, everybody.
Hungry. Feed me.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll say
Chemo,
the number again.
right,
Sorry.
42,000
work
by
yourself,
1.6.
Is it higher than the
No,
ISS?
don't do his homework for him.
Is it higher than the ISS? The
You gave
ISS
him the
is
info.
250 miles. Is it higher than that?
Chemo, it's way fucking higher than the ISS. Okay?
And how did he get up there?
We threw it up there.
Magical fairies flew the satellite up there.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
we threw it.
So what medium is
threw it.
what medium is above 250 miles?
The fabric of space.
The for receiver.
Is that how quiet it is in space? Silent. Look, Rocket, there's nothing going up above
A
the
fabric sometimes is corduroy and it rubs together, so it gets noisy sometimes.
But you think there's something
it's
above
a whoosh whoosh.
You think there's something above the ISS?
You know, why are we using ISS as a maximum ceiling? I thought you accepted that. What was that nuclear explosion, the high altitude project, Sapphire? I think it was.
No, the
Dominic.
highest thing we've got is the ISS.
No, but didn't you cite that as an example where they tried to fire these bombs off the dome or something like that, right? So you have to accept that altitude is the upper limit.
That is that's the height at the ISS, yeah.
No, that was at a height of 600 kilometers.
Mm,
Go to Wikipedia. Look it
I don't
up.
know if let me
Hang on, Rocket. I thought that was the height of the projectile, and then it airburst at 150 kilometers.
Yeah, like the furthest
Yeah.
altitude was that. So it got that high. The
'cause you
detonation
could
was
see
that
'em.
slightly lower.
You can see them.
But the vehicle got that high. You know?
It's questionable. It's questionable. But we know that the ISS is 250 miles. But how do we know anything is above that? How do you verify it, Rocket?
Because they sent a rocket over the top of it,
Yeah, but is it
basically.
verifiable? That's the question. Yes, no,
Goodness.
maybe not.
Kimo,
Do you know how to research?
Not well.
Actually,
You used to be able
tell you
to
what,
on a
here's what you
globe.
can
It
do.
used to be dead simple, right? You would just like Google pictures. You would like Google satellites. But now,
Why don't you
there's
read
no
the
real ones
papers?
up there.
No, he made a good point. No, I understand. So Himawari takes an image every 10 minutes on the one side of the Earth, right? So divers could go out and take a picture of the clouds and see if it matches what the Himawari 8 is producing.
No, but I'm talking
Got
about
clear
the
skies
height.
at the moment, buddy.
Well, okay.
We just need to be able to verify these things to accept them as true.
Or actually, we could verify that. If Himawari
Why can't we do
showing
it
that there's
today?
no clouds
Why
over
does
my
it take?
location,
Why is it so difficult to show these things?
because you're not doing the work.
But if we were really on a globe, these things would be shown just like that. If I said to you, show me like an aeroplane or a tank or a submarine, you'd have no trouble showing it going into the
If you were
water.
really looking into it, you would have found this information.
Yeah, but
Kimo,
I'm
there are
saying-
videos on YouTube of people taking telescopes and spotting geostationary satellites.
Yeah,
If
but
you
are
would
they
get out of
higher
the
than
house
ISS though?
and
That's
off
the
your
key.
fat ass, you could do this kind of stuff.
No, I'm not arguing that. Are they higher than the ISS?
Well, how does that differ from if nuclear weapons were real? Everybody would just be walking around with them.
Nuclear. I mean, what good is it? The Earth is massive. What good would a nuclear weapon do?
It's hardly
We
relevant.
would have seen a briefcase nuke go off already. Yeah, you're right. Curve.
Your logic is flawed there. If the Earth were a globe, then X. And you're wrong.
Yeah, of it going off is too great. Yeah, you're right. That's why they're not really there.
You could do the easiest thing and just look at where all of these freaking satellite dishes are pointed, and take a vector from all the ones that are on the same network.
No, again, it's difficult not to be like rude, but how hard is it to see a satellite in the place you say that they are? Why is it showing so difficult?
It's really far. It's really fucking far away. Can you see a mountain top that's 42,000 kilometers?
You're saying a rocket went that high to deploy the satellite? No rockets go that high.
No, the rocket went into the rocket put the payload into an injection orbit. The rocket never got to there. So let's be clear about that.
How did the satellite get to there?
The upper stage got to a certain altitude, and then the payload was deployed. The apogee kick motor is what boosted the damn thing over the geostation.
I know the theory. I want to see it.
We'll go look at it.
How?
I don't know. Let's go figure it
Nowhere
out.
to verify
Come back and tell us.
these things.
Well, if you can't figure it out, come back and let us know. But you'll probably figure it out.
No, it's not something for us. You're supposed to have the answers. That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh, you want to try? I try, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be anyone.
No wonder you never learn anything.
Yeah, you guys, what we thought.
Do you have any experience in telescoping?
Me and the public, we all thought that the globe earthers who support the globe would have science or evidence, not just like their own personal testimony that they saw Jesus walk on water.
Yeah, you know that you got to find things out on your own. You're not going to trust other people's work. If you don't see it for yourself, you don't do the work yourself, then it's not.
You know what? You sound like
so we could do it, but
scientist.
we would be doing you a disservice if we did that, and so we have to leave it to you.
Oh my goodness, Scott!
I was watching
the reverse psychology there, mate.
I was watching Matt Dillahunty versus a Christian. He was just the other day on Modern Debates, right? So Matt's gone to the Christian about miracles. Prove a miracle. Are there miracles? All this kind of stuff. The guy was like, well, I've seen a miracle, me, personally, but I can't prove it to you. So Matt was like, what was the miracle? So he said he was in church. He had his head down.
Boring story.
He had his head down. He looked up at this picture or a cross or something, and then he saw like a flame, and then he looked away and it disappeared. So he said, "Oh,
how is that a miracle?"
And that's what Matt said. Yeah, he said, "How is that a miracle?" He said, "How is that a miracle?" But he said to him that was something that was supernatural.
Blind before this.
But my point is that
this is the conversation about Pascal's wager you're talking about, isn't it?
How is that not a miracle? The guy couldn't see until that moment.
No, it's because he saw the
candle.
Saw a flame or something. Yeah, it could be a candle. But the point is that he's saying, Rocket, that he saw his own little miracle, and only he can verify it. That's what you're saying here.
Yeah. But do you know that the Catholic Church actually has a way?
No, it's not a religious discussion. I'm just pointing out that Rocket is saying
he's not a religious Christian. Then how the fuck is he Christian if he's not religious?
No, I'm not making
we've got a question in the text chat, Chemo.
I'm not, what?
You want to deal with it? One of your woefully uninformed, misinformed flat earthers is making a fool of himself. Whammer. Would you like to explain what you mean about Orion's belt being positioned over the pyramids?
I didn't explain it for us. I just pointed it out. Let's hear it
well,
from the expert.
They're not positioned over the pyramids. What are you talking about? That's why I need that.
What do you mean? They don't line up with them? Is that what you're saying?
Why can't I see them from my fucking location?
You line up with them perfectly.
How so?
So you, sir, are lying.
How so? What do you mean line up with them? What does that mean?
What, are you unaware of this
phenomenon?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so then you need to go do your homework.
So what we need to do is know what you mean.
You better go do some homework.
Lined up over the pyramids.
Yeah, was it 5,000 years ago, or is it current?
Over but off in the distance? What are you talking about?
They line up perfectly, showing that they've been there for the entire time. That's what they were built towards. So 5,000 years ago. Yeah. So it just shows you the stars didn't go anywhere. They were built perfectly right there. And the North Pole hasn't been seen. Not the North Pole. The North Star hasn't been seen to move any degrees over any 70, 100-year period. So yeah, you're just wrong.
Where do you think they are relative to the pyramids?
They're right over them. Look.
I don't know where they are. Where do you think they are? I know where you think they are. I couldn't care less.
Where are the stars?
All I know is they were supposedly built for that specific. Yeah.
Whammer, this is not going to continue.
Towards Orion's belt.
You finish a statement.
And there it is.
Fucking let the other person finish.
Huh?
Just share the mic is what he's saying. Share the mic, remember.
I was still speaking.
When you finish, stay done until the next person finishes. Now, where do you think they are in relationship to the pyramids?
Just asked that question. We just covered it.
No, you didn't.
Like I said, they were built specifically towards that. You know, where they are, I don't know where exactly they are.
Right over them.
But you said their position over the pyramids.
That's correct.
Okay, and what's your point?
Chemo, you're funny.
Let's take a look at what Chemo the Great has posted in the text chat. Chemo thinks that they're like what? Does that indicate that they're directly above the pyramids by any chance, Chemo?
Yes.
No one actually said. Are you stupid? Are you like somewhat brain dead?
Your rhetoric is ineffective. Okay.
No. What you're trying to do is nitpick the argument and say, "Oh,
no,
over."
I'm trying to
like
understand if you have one.
No.
They are lined up.
What you're trying to do isn't going to work. People here,
they're not.
The public can see through your bullshit, and a lot of the people here, I'll tell you, Chemo's at least telling the truth.
The stars in Orion's belt are not above the pyramids, as in like directly over top at zenith from the pyramids. Ever. Fucking ever.
All the pyramids are lined up with the stars and the sun and the moon and everything like that.
Given that they're not directly above the pyramids ever, I'm asking you what is meant by. So then,
what was the pyramid lined up towards?
Never stop talking before I'm done. But
you just keep repeating yourself.
I'm asking for an answer.
Keep asking the same question. We're saying yes, you're saying no. We're saying yes, you're saying no.
He keeps avoiding the same question, Chemo, and the question and the answer are very important to this.
There they are, lined up towards the pyramids. What do you want, Curved? I know you want to go on some kind of nitpicking fest to try to get away from the fact that they haven't been there forever, but they are.
Lined up towards the pyramids, he says.
That's what time of year?
You're talking
not just
about
what I say.
What's so difficult about this?
But they could be anywhere in the sky and have this position relative to each other. The stars
I have
to each
a question here.
A little dog leg in the line and the pyramids. Is that all that you're referring to?
Yeah, that is what I'm referring to.
Okay, that's not lined up over the pyramids and indicating that they've never moved.
I have a question here about this. Is it Orion's belt that's being stipulated?
Actually,
it is.
No, he just posted the photo.
I've actually not said anything yet, but he's also wrong. It's not Orion's belt. They claimed it was Orion's belt, but when you actually look at it, it's not. It's just three random stars.
Really? Yeah. Because I'm looking at other photos that are claiming it's now Mercury, Venus, and Saturn. Yeah. So what is it that's being suggested as being aligned over them?
Depends on which conspiracy theorist you read.
Remember, it was in your
ancient
bit that they miss your favorite show of all
the
time.
pyramid that was directed at Thuban.
What?
Don't you know about that one, Curved? So I think it was Giza.
No, it's not. Davros, back up. It's not that I don't know about it. It's that I didn't hear exactly what you said.
Oh, yeah, it's about the... I think it was the Giza had that hallway that went up and it pointed to Thuban back 5,000 years ago. The former North Star.
Around the time the pyramids were built, Thuban was the pole star of that time.
Mm-hmm.
So how did the Great Pyramid of Giza point to the pole? That's like saying it points to Polaris today.
Yeah, and that's the point. That's why these guys are fucking wrong.
How does one pyramid point
He's
to
saying
Polaris?
he's saying it makes no sense. He's not defending it. He's saying, yeah, it doesn't work.
That was the point of their claim is just as silly as that one. Yeah, at one point in time, you may have been able to see that one star through that hole, but could you do it again?
Yeah, Davros, I can't communicate with you.
Actually, there's a lot of these
And
lines
no shit. It turns out
at every.
You got a bunch of dots in the sky, and you can position yourself anywhere on a 360 circle around something, and at any distance you want. You can pretty much get any set of 3 stars to light up if you so desire.
No, but there's far more than just that. There's only on certain dates a certain star shows up right over it every single fucking year.
Of course. There's so many stars.
Well, what do you mean? It was built thousands of years ago. These fucking things.
There's just too many stars for nothing.
Oh.
It'll work over and over.
Oh, whoa.
Hey, Whammer, I think an important point that is clearly missed here, that this other guy brings up all the time, Reconor, about the stars being fixed forever in the sky. That's absolutely wrong. Even disregarding the precession
Why
of
are they
Earth.
wrong? That's what we're always seeing. Makes you say that's wrong. Because you have this globe belief in your head?
I've studied it literally myself. I've studied
what have you
it. So
found?
All
Why
the
don't
stars.
you stop interrupting, Whammer, and find
Kurt,
out?
you're not even. Why are you talking?
Can I just finish my point real quick?
Let him finish.
Regardless of the precession of Earth over thousands of years, regardless of that, that says that the North Star changes, over however many thousands of years. Ignoring that fact, all the stars in the sky have their own relative proper motions in the sky. They are moving. They're not fixed indefinitely forever, for all time. There's been dozens and dozens and dozens of high precision studies using telescopes, myself included in those studies, that have shown that the stars have proper motions. Some of them higher, some of them lower.
Come on, let's start verifying.
Whenever we find a star chart from the past, depending upon the year that we find it, we can arrange them in chronological order. And all the star charts are different from each other, but they all show a very constant, steady movement among the stars. So you can start with one, and you can see the animation of how the star moved over time.
This is not some mystical stuff.
There's just a lot of line going on, and we're trying to pick through the mountains of lies.
That's just a denial. You're just denying things.
Oh, Brenda, see, again...
What is the lie?
You're just part of this, PSYOP team that's trying to lie to everyone in mass. You don't realize it. You're a little too stupid to realize it, and that's okay, but that's just what's going on here.
Whammer, if I've taken the measurements, done the observations, and presented the results, and published the results, where's the lie? Who lied to me on...
Well, it depends on what you're talking about, but... Yeah, you're just talking about a general.
No, I'm specifically referring to what you're talking about. The stars never moving and just perpetually, still forever. We've never measured motion, which is completely wrong.
Again, you're talking about certain shooting stars, or I don't know, who knows?
Nope, not at all.
To be quite honest.
Not a shooting star at all.
Where's your proof to the contrary, Whammer?
What do you mean? The idea is over 70 years, you're supposed to be able to actually see, the North Star move 1 degree, and you just haven't seen it.
Who says that? Where is that said? And with a human eye, or with a human eye, or with a... What instrument are you using to make that measurement? Your human eye, or the Hubble telescope? What are you using to make the measurement?
He just told you it moves. He told you to use high position.
Oh, so it does move. So what are you saying? I'm wrong?
He's saying
of course you are.
Then, okay, so I just said the North Star is moving 1 degree every 70 years, but it wasn't actually seen to move. So what's that tell you?
By your human eye?
Fucking lying.
Well, first of all, you don't know that that's not true. But second of all, that sounds too fast, because I know that the
North Star be true.
Way too
It's
fast.
going to get replaced for like 13,000 years, and that's a lot of 70-year.
That's beyond the. I managed to ignore that beyond that crazy ludicrous 1 degree per 70-year figure. Just to ask
what
you,
is your figure,
just to
then?
ask you, Whammer. Just to ask you, Whammer. I could read papers and get it for you.
Get it then, since you're talking about a specific topic.
So
I want to hear what you say.
The point is, Whammer.
That's the actual topic.
Whammer. The point is.
Find the specific figure.
Whammer.
I'm waiting.
The point. Okay.
We're not going on. I'm waiting.
Stars moving 1 degree every 1,000 years.
1 degree.
There you go. There you go. I mean, I could quote my study, but it wasn't on Polaris. It wasn't on the North Star. It was on hundreds of thousands of stars toward the center of the galaxy. They have a mean proper motion of 3.5 milliarc seconds per year. That's the average. Some are higher, some are lower. Some are 0 milliarc seconds per year. Some are much higher, have a much higher proper motion. So Scott just found a figure that is 1 degree every 1,000 years from Polaris.
You're just part of the conspiracy then.
Apparently, I am. And the whole I don't even care about he's asking for figures. That's not my point. The point is, what instrument are you using to measure these motions? If you're using your eyeball, of course it's going to appear like they are not moving. Just like if you use your eyeballs to look at the flat land, it appears to be flat. If you use the Hubble telescope or some other highly sophisticated, high precision, instrument to make these measurements, you're going to observe motion because there is motion.
The Hubble telescope.
Yes.
Until you
that fake Hubble telescope.
The Hubble telescope, you can't even refer to it.
The fake one, yep.
Right.
The fake one. The fake one I didn't use. They fed me some fake. They just fed me some fake CGI images that I analyzed.
I do have a question for you, Chronic.
You're a little too naive. You, Brenda, and the rest of them. And that's okay. Look, I get it. When you're so affected psychologically, you don't know up from down.
I don't do it with.
I can tell you nothing.
I don't break your entire argument down with pride or joy.
Still waiting for your fucking data point. Did you ever go up, or do you just move along?
I got a legit question about this when we can move on from Whammer's attempted bad poing.
Yeah, Cabal's had a question, I think, also.
Are you going to get it?
Real quick, and I don't really expect an answer for this.
Kruger.
Oh, there's so much lying going on around here. It's unbelievable.
Come on, man.
Pardon me, Chronic. A really quick question, hopefully, and I don't really expect there to be a valid answer, but I'm curious about looking at the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way. My understanding is there's a bunch of junk in the way, but I was wondering, is there possibly a way to account for that or get through that?
Yeah, certainly. So if you observe with longer wavelength filters, then that mitigates quite a lot of the interstellar dust toward the center of the galaxy. So if you use an optical filter on a telescope to look near the center, it's gonna be obscured.
Was right. 1 degree every 71 years.
Let's see it.
I guess I'm done.
You fuck.
This is what my question is too. The point of it.
The point is the longer wavelength observation cabals, the deeper you can see toward the center. Yeah.
Just hold your horses, Whammer. We'll get to it.
You won't even try to even go
Whammer.
Find the data. You
Shut
just
up.
said I'm wrong.
Shut
and
up.
Move on. Yeah, everybody heard this. I mean, you guys. I mean, come on. Is this amateur hour or what?
Whammer, you have it wrong, dude. That 1 degree.
You told me once every 1,000 years. That's how much you're lying.
That 1 degree every 70 years is around the little circle that it does around Polaris. It's not away from Polaris. It's around Polaris. So it's just staying right in that little tiny spot.
Didn't Curve have a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
On this. All right, now this circle that it does. We're talking about if you imagine a circle in the sky that's traced out by the axis of the Earth over a 26,000 or so year period. This is where the 1 degree per 72 years comes from, correct?
Sorry, I'm replying to Cabals. Are you referring to the precession, the period of precession of the Earth's?
Who's giving you orders?
That is what causes Polaris to move, correct? I'm not talking about its nightly rotation around.
No,
Who do you
yeah.
work for?
Over
Who do you
a
work
long.
for?
It's not 70 years though. It's
No,
the orbital.
Who are you guys working for?
If we told you, we'd have to kill you.
I know somebody did
Can we
tell me.
limit this to serious
Who are
comments?
you working for?
No, you guys. Somebody's working for someone around here. I can
Whammer,
smell.
shut the fuck up.
I can smell a rat.
What's the end game, Wormer? What is the end game?
It's thousands of years though, Curved. I have no idea where this 1 degree every 7 years.
I'm explaining it to you.
If you divide 25,000 by 360, you get 69.4.
Oh, 1 degree. Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
But that's not exactly it, but close enough.
Approximation.
It's not exactly 25,000 years.
Calculation.
Right, it's like 26.
Yeah, sure. Back to my main point in my reply to Whammer. Are you going to see that with what instrument are you going to observe that with? Your eyeball, your tiny eyeball, or a large space telescope?
We need some substantive.
Large deep space telescope.
Because the mathematics, they may work on paper.
Correct.
Yeah, they may work on paper, but how are you going to verify?
Let Chemo talk. Fuck.
I'm seriously asking this question, Chemo. There's not a game.
Well, yeah, we're trying to get somewhere, but go ahead.
Well, it's hard to with you and Whammer interfering.
Oh,
Whammer's just here to run interference.
Oh, right.
What are you doing? Are you having a circle twerk now with your boys, figuring out your own mathematics that you should already know?
That's exactly what they're doing.
So it was said that the circle goes around Polaris.
Yeah.
I've got to take issue with that because Polaris, at some point in time, lies on or very close to the circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the point that the circle is going around is in the constellation Draco. I posted a diagram up a few minutes ago.
I didn't see who posted it, but I did notice it. I looked at it and threw my hands up wondering what the fuck that was supposed to tell me. I didn't get it.
The arrow is where the celestial pole goes around over the thousands of years.
Maybe I need to shorten my question and get to the punch. How do you explain to somebody like these people that know less about it than I do why there's not a one-to-one correspondence between the 1 degree every 70-ish years and a 1 degree move from the pole for Polaris, let's say?
Here it is. Here's my source.
Your question was slightly confusing to me, Curved, but again, Slacker's diagram is really good. There's an arrow that's drawing out a circle on his diagram. That line is what the celestial pole traces out over 25,000 or however many.
Okay, yeah, he's saying that the issue where 1 degree along that path of the celestial North Pole is not necessarily moving 1 degree away from the North from Polaris, because that path is going past Polaris.
Yeah, it's tracing a line like through Polaris, basically. There's actually many more. There's actually several stars that are closer than Polaris is to the celestial pole right now, but Polaris is just the brightest one, so that's what people call the North Star.
I don't get that at all.
It's tracing the circle through Polaris, so it's over time. Right now in this epoch that we're living in, right now, Polaris is the brightest star. It's not the closest to the true celestial north, pole, and celestial north in the sky, but it's just the brightest star that is the closest. It's the brighter of the close stars, so we refer to it as the North Star.
To make that statement, are you going far beyond naked eye visible stars?
Yeah. Well, maybe actually, no. Maybe actually in like a very, very, very dark skies, when your eyes are adjusted, you might be able to see maybe one fainter star than Polaris.
I just pulled up Stellarium. The brightest one that's closer to Polaris is magnitude 8, so probably not.
Yeah, that'd be really hard. With binoculars in a very dark sky, I think that's possible.
Arrow eye.
Say what?
Is that Erai, Slacker? ERRAI?
It is not named in here. It is SAO 75 and a couple other catalog numbers.
Gotcha.
All right, if we look at the GIF that Redux posted, can you see that?
Yeah.
See how Polaris is
Yep.
on the circle?
I mean, it's not directly on the yellow circle, but it's close. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's going to get closer than it is now. What is it now? Somewhere about 45 arc minutes off of.
I actually don't know that. I don't know that figure actually. Yeah, off the top of my head.
It's like that or a little bit less now. It's closer now than it was in the 1950s. Epoch.
Right. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
Polaris will
71
actually
years I
be.
posted it. Likewise, star positions have changed.
Wait a minute, Whammer. Polaris will be closest to the North Celestial Pole around the year 2102. And it's not going directly at it. So over 70 years, it's not a 1 degree difference between the North Celestial Pole and Polaris, because we're going past it and currently getting closer
Let's
to
just
it.
make up fucking answers as we go.
No, it's not. It's not. The line's not tracing directly over Polaris. So if you really want to calculate that, you take like the components and like the.
Got to do some maths, some numbers. Want to figure it out. But unfortunately, guys, this is not the real world. Unfortunately, there's no way of verifying your CGI.
Now, how did you decide that? These are observations. They're real.
Before we move on with Chemo's next distraction, is there anybody?
Can you
that
let him
doesn't
finish a fucking
understand?
statement?
Is there any reason? Is there anyone that does not understand how or why there's not a 1-to-1 correspondence between the?
Oh, that's you. You don't understand it.
Can you let him finish the statement, taking your own word?
He never finished. Chemo never finished.
He just had one sentence and he jumped in.
That's right. Chemo never finished.
Shut up.
Yes, I do not understand because I could not understand what he was saying. What was the end of that, please, Curve?
Okay, what I'm asking is there anybody that doesn't understand why there's not a 1-to-1 correspondence between the 1 degree per 70, 72 years, whatever, due to the precession of the axis, the precession of the equinoxes, however you want to call it, and the distance that the axis points away from Polaris or towards it, away from it, why those two they have different numerical values. I don't know how else to explain that.
Yeah, I think we discussed it pretty much at depth here.
Yeah, if you look at those two screenshots that I posted, that's 100 years apart. And you can see Polaris moves past, or is moving past, in the North Celestial Pole.
Yep.
Those circles are 1 arc minute apart, or a sixth,
you could
or
unmute
10 arc minutes
Chemo.
apart, or a sixth of a degree.
So if you traced out the path that Polaris takes, it's an arc.
Right. What I was asking was, is there anybody that doesn't understand why there's a difference between these two numbers?
I'm sure Whammer and Chemo don't understand.
Anybody that matters.
I don't want to speak for them.
If there's no further interest, there's no need for further discussion. That's what I was checking on.
Well, I got one thing to say. Curve,
You
don't
unmute
have a
that
clue about
cunt
what
again,
you're talking
Chemo,
about.
we're going to have problems.
You what?
I said, you unmute that cunt again after I muted him because he won't let people talk. You and I are going to have problems. That's what I said.
Kind of problems.
I respect your fucking mutes, Chemo. Don't diss me.
What kind of problems?
He was about to be unmuted when we were done. He can't talk like an adult and allow us to finish without being a little kid trying to smear his messy diaper around and everything.
Yeah, this is not a
move
place
on.
where, you know, you're going to bore the life out of us with your circle twerk. You should already have these answers figured out.
Chemo, move on.
We're here obviously
Chemo,
to challenge you guys on your beliefs. Now, if you don't like that,
Yeah,
right?
you said it's not real life. What's not real life about measurements and observations that I do?
Well,
What's not real? No, you said you were moving on to. We were moving on, right? To your
yeah,
next
I mean,
point
it's all
about
good and well
this is
hearing
not
you
real life.
trying to get your numbers right, but that's what they are. They're just numbers. There is no.
No, they're observations.
No, they're not. You cannot show any observations now.
I didn't take observations myself.
I know. No, you didn't. Not that you can show. You wrote things down, and you made calculations, and you put things together in that order. If you have these observations,
Hero, what are you talking about? You don't know what he did.
Of course I do.
You're such
We
a
know exactly
weirdo.
what the globe earthers do.
Did you read his paper?
Exactly. It's just a paper.
Did you read his paper?
No. Did he read the Bible?
Yeah, I have. So if you haven't read the paper, you have no idea what you're talking
Did he read
about.
the Bible? I said.
You said, "Did I?" And
No,
the
I
answer
said,
is
did
yes.
he read the Bible? Not
I don't really
you.
care. I don't really care about the Bible. What I want to know is why are you telling him what he did when you don't know?
I don't care about any papers. We can all write papers.
Well, then don't tell him what he did. You don't need to care, but don't tell him what he did.
I know exactly what he did. He wrote a piece on a piece of paper.
I know. You know what you did? I'll tell you what you did. You decided to make stuff up because you want to be annoying, because you're bored. And so you thought to yourself, okay, what can I do that will be absurd and obnoxious? Oh, I got it. I'll just make up stuff about what they did. And then you started telling him what he did.
So, Chronic, I understand.
Is that wrong? Is that wrong, Kimo?
Yeah, we're going to find out what the situation is.
No, but I think, am I right or am I wrong about what you did?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
I don't know. Are you going to tell me the answer?
You're going to find out. You're going to get the answer right now.
Well, you have to say yes or no.
The only way you can know that is by letting me ask Chronic these questions.
But it sounds a lot like. Yeah. It sounds a lot like
the situation. You're supposed to be a baller,
No,
son of an astronaut, with not a worry in your mind. I don't know why you're stopping me from questioning someone who just makes calculations.
You're the one that's the son of an ambassador, so like,
Kimo,
tell you the truth.
Kimo, why are you telling me what I did?
Because we know.
How does that make any sense?
I'm telling you why. Yeah, you gotta let me speak.
Okay, go on. It makes no sense though.
So we know exactly the position of the globe earther when they think they have evidence. What they've done: start with an assumption, start with a calculation, put a few numbers together, and hey presto, we've got our who Now, if that's not the case,
who is this we?
If that's not the case, and you have a practical demonstration of what you've written down, then we'd love to see that.
Yeah, so my point is that I made observations. I took observations, I made measurements based on those observations, very precise measurements. Very precise measurements. And it's very clear the results of my observations show that hundreds of thousands of stars toward the center of the galaxy have an average proper motion of 3.5 milliarc seconds per year. That includes the disk population of stars, the bulge population of stars, near the center of the galaxy.
Yeah,
and
I know
those
what
are my
you're saying.
results.
I know the theory.
Okay. And those are my results.
Go on.
Okay. I'm just saying, and I presented and published those results. Now your response?
Yeah, I understand.
I was fed fake data somehow.
Yeah, again, I get your position. Yes, you have a belief that you're getting data for stars so high or whatever. That's fine. But what you don't have is a practical demonstration of what you've written down, do you? Just admit it and say I don't have any...
Wait, define practical demonstration. So a scale model version in a laboratory?
No, show what you did to write down what you wrote down.
It's in my paper.
Well, to write it down, I'm pretty sure he typed on a keyboard.
Jesus.
So do you understand what I just said? What did I just ask you?
I already did that.
Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah, you asked me to do something that I already did and got peer reviewed and published.
No, I'm not asking for the paper. I'm asking for what you did to write down.
What the paper says.
Yes, I described
in the paper,
exactly what I did.
Listen, Chronic. I want you to do everything that I request, and when you do it, I'm not even going to look at it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna assume you didn't do it.
Yeah.
No. You're saying that it's in the paper what you did. Yeah.
Yes.
But you need to show what you did, not just write it down.
What are you talking about?
Writing it down is showing it, dude. That's what an academic paper is.
But if I just write down this is how high the wall is, and I don't show the measurements,
No.
are you going to believe
Yes,
it?
yes, Kimo, go write it down. Go write it down. Bring it
No.
back to us,
If you write down what the height of the wall is by measuring it and write all of it down, explaining what you did, that would be demonstrating it.
Just by
And then
writing it down.
Either way, go do that and bring it back, and we'll take a look at it. But make sure you
I'm
write
not
it
going
all
to show
down.
you, Veach. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to
Oh,
Chronic.
you don't have to
I'm
show me.
talking
Show
to-
anybody. They'll take a look at it and they'll evaluate it for
But why are
you.
you speaking for other people?
What
I'm
you
speaking
can
for
do.
you.
Yeah, but why are you
I'm
so
saying you should go do
controlling
this.
about speaking for other people? And
Yeah, I got
myself?
permission beforehand. I went individually to each person and said, "Can I say this?" And
Why don't you
is it okay?
control
They said, "Yes."
yourself first before you
I'm
control
telling you,
other
I got
people?
permission. So could you go write this down for us, please?
You're out of control now.
Kimo,
You're not letting other
you
people
could go
speak.
do all
I
that.
just want you to go write it down. Is all.
Exactly. You're telling me what you want. You want this. You want that. And you're in no position. You've
Kimo.
never done an experiment in your
Why are you
life.
so triggered? Why are you so upset?
I'm upset
You're the one
because
coming
you've
with all
never
these
done an
claims.
because you're stopping me
We
from
just want you to.
speaking.
We just want you to verify your claims. Is all.
Yeah, again, telling me what you want me to do when you
Yeah, but
haven't
you
done
can't just
anything in
tell
your
us
life.
things.
What
You
have you
have to
ever done
show
to
us.
prove the globe?
You have to show us things.
What
Kimo.
have you
to
ever
present
shown?
Things.
What have
How
you
are we
ever?
supposed to just believe your word?
What
can
have
just
you
say
ever
you did
done?
it. We need to see some actual.
What have you ever
substance.
shown, Veach?
Could you just write it down for us?
Why?
That's all.
Why? What have you ever
So
done?
that we can know what you're saying is true.
Why though? But what have you done?
Because we don't expect us to just trust your
Yeah,
word.
but what
do
have you done?
Well, maybe you could just write it all down for us.
So you haven't done any experiments, no demonstrations,
Any kind of
no
demonstration
practical.
is all I'm asking for.
What have you done?
Any kind of demonstration is what I'm asking for.
Yeah, how have you proven the globe?
Just something to substantiate the claims you're making.
Yeah, what have you done?
That's what I'm saying. Is any kind of demonstration at all would be great. If
Yeah,
you could
what
just
have
show
you
us
done
what
to
you
prove the
did
globe?
or
Why
what
should
it
I
is that
provide
you're
you
claiming.
something when you don't have anything?
I just want you to back it up a little bit.
That's what I'm trying to find out. Back up what you're
But
saying.
why is that so hard? Why is that something you can't do?
What should I do?
You should demonstrate your claims. Could you go write it all down for us and bring it
Why?
back?
Why should I provide it for you?
Kimo, that's all your thoughts about the
Yeah, but why? Hold on. Why do I need to give it to Veach? What have you done?
pressurized bubbles? How
We're in
the
the
weight of
business
gas
of
or
providing
something.
one
What's the
another
result of this?
information, Veach. Whereas I've been out
Yes,
there,
you,
provided information. We've got an experiment to show gravity's not a force. What have you done practically, Veach? Ever?
There's your bottle about a flat of sunset, Kimo.
Have you ever been to a science lab, Veach? Have you ever been to seen the horizon? Have you ever held a camera?
That's exactly what I'm saying. Is if you could show us your time in the lab.
Show
or just
us.
video
You're the
of
one
you
that's
doing
an
these-
astronaut CERN. What should I show
Right,
you for?
right. No, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is if you would show us video of that stuff.
Why
that
don't
would
you
be-
show me
that
the
would be
pictures
proof.
that
That
your
would be the
father
kind
took of
that
the
would be
Earth?
the
Let's have a
kind of
look at
support.
that. You
That's
show
exactly what I'm
something.
saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. Is that,
Yeah.
that if you show us that kind of stuff, we could believe what you're saying.
Yeah,
It
my
wouldn't be
father
just
didn't go to
words in the
space.
air.
If he did, he would have took pictures. Let's have a look at the pictures.
Okay, that's okay. But you could just show us what you did.
Why should I show something when you won't show the pictures?
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you're asking me to show something when you've got the pictures of the Earth and you won't show the pictures of the Earth.
I feel like you're angry at yourself and you're taking it out on me.
Why won't you show the pictures that your father took of the Earth?
Just all I'm asking is for you to say.
All we need is the
anything-
pictures, and we don't need
anything
any
at all that you have-
experiments, do we?
Let's see those pictures, Veach.
Is that okay? Is that
We don't need any
That's a good
experiments,
point, actually. I
Veach.
wanna
We just
see
need a
those photos
picture
your
that
father
your father
took.
took of the Earth, and we don't need any experiments at all.
Exactly, like that. If you have pictures like that.
Go on, then let's have a look at the pictures that your father took.
Some evidence of any kind to support or substantiate what you're saying. would be
Beach,
perfect.
your dad
Don't
went.
need it,
So
Veach.
you show us.
We don't need it. We don't need to
Yeah, your
substantiate.
dad was an ambassador, Whammer, so you should show us what he has to say.
We don't need anything,
Your dad
Veach.
is the one that has all the secrets. He was a
dad
CIA
go?
agent and an ambassador. And also,
Wait, what?
Yeah, where are the
I'm
photographs
just saying
that you
what
took?
you're telling everyone
No,
else.
but
Is your
that's what
dad was an
did, right?
astronaut and he went to space.
Yeah, so
Well,
where are the
your
pictures
dad
that he
was an
took, then,
ambassador,
Veach?
right? Wasn't he ambassador?
Whammer, back up from your mic.
Okay,
Well, look,
so look,
he's the
we
one
don't need
telling
any
us his dad's
experiments.
an
We don't
astronaut.
need Chronic's experiments. We don't need mine experiments. We just need your picture, Veach. What your father
No,
took.
yours is the one that we want because
We
you're
don't
the one
need that.
making
We
all
just
these
need a
claims.
photograph.
No, we do need it. Oh, we don't need it, but it would be nice to have because you say all these things.
What
and
for?
you
It's
never provide
pointless.
any
We've got a
evidence.
picture
You
of the
just want a
Earth.
demonstration, Kimo. Is that
Pointless.
so hard to do?
That's pointless.
Could you
Veach,
just
come on.
You have the right idea. You just need to go
Yeah, but it's
present the
pointless,
evidence.
Veach. We've got a picture of the Earth from your father.
Oh, I
Let's have
bet
a
you
look.
could do it. It's not pointless. It'll be very satisfying.
Why? We've
Wait,
got a
do you
picture of
have
the
that
Earth, just
photo?
wasting
You just
time.
write it all down for us.
But why would we need an experiment if we've got a picture from your father?
No, that's what I'm saying. An experiment would be perfect. Exactly.
What
If
for?
you could
Why?
just
We've
show
got a
us
picture. We've got evidence.
videotape of it or a demonstration of it of some kind.
We don't need
This
it.
is
We've
what
got
we're
a
wanting.
picture
I mean,
from your father.
you
Your
can't
father took
expect us to
pictures,
believe
right?
what you say when you don't have any evidence to
Hold
support
on, I
it.
want
don't need evidence.
This photo your dad took.
You
You
don't
just can't
take a
expect us
picture.
to believe every word that comes out of your mouth if you're not going to do something.
You
to
don't need
substantiate
it now. You've got the evidence, right?
You're going to bring it?
I don't need evidence. We've got a picture.
So you
You
don't have
are
any
my
evidence, then.
evidence.
So
I
everything
say
you're
I
saying
know
is
an
something
astronaut,
make up. Is
son.
that what
You've
you're
got a
telling me?
picture. from his father from space of the Earth. Let's have a look.
So everything you're saying is just made up. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what I have?
You've got the proof, so it must be.
Why is
I'm
evidence
asking you.
irrelevant if you've got a photo?
His father
Why is
went
that
to
discounted
space, took a
because you've
picture of
got a
the Earth.
photo?
He's going to show us right now, and that will just squash the entire argument.
Yeah, I know that, but why is the photo discount all other evidence?
What other evidence? We've got a picture, dude. So let's have a look, Veach, when he went to space and saw the Earth. Let's have a look at what he saw.
You're gonna, that'd be great to have a look. Do you have it ready like that, just ready to go?
Yeah, we want to see when your father, you said, went to space.
No. I thought
Oh,
you
no,
were
we
talking about
didn't
your
go to
experiment.
space. We didn't have a picture
So you
of
don't
the
have an
Earth.
experiment, or do you have the experiment?
Don't need an experiment. We've got pictures of the Earth from your father.
Like pictures from Earth, that'd be great. That'd be the kind of thing I'm talking about. If you have those, or really anything at all that was
I
substantiated.
don't have anything like that. My father didn't go to space. Yours did.
So all the claims you're making, should we just throw them out the window?
Throw
Is that
them
what
out
you're
the window.
saying?
We've got a picture from space.
Okay.
The Earth
So
is not
I'm-
flat.
I'm-
How can the
I'm
Earth be
gonna-
flat if you've got a picture from your father?
Until you have evidence that can substantiate things for us, then we can just dismiss what you're saying. Is
Dismiss
that what you're trying to tell
everything
us?
because we've got a picture coming in
Okay,
5
got
seconds
it,
from
got
you
it.
of the Earth from
I'm now
space.
officially dismissing everything you say.
Yes, because we've got a pic. The only reason why we're dismissing it.
Chemo.
Chemo. I posted the picture of an observation I didn't take for you in the chat.
We don't need
These are
any
the
of that.
observations.
We don't need any of that
observations
at all.
you say I didn't take.
We don't need any of that.
By the way.
We have a picture from space of the Earth.
Sorry, no. You're saying I didn't take any observations. I didn't take.
No,
any
he's
data.
not. We have a picture.
Yeah, forget all of that. Earth. How can the Earth be flat if someone's father
Forget
went to
what you
space
said? No.
and took a picture?
Right, well just Google like Earth from space, dude.
No. We've got the guy's son here, which would have given his.
Why do we
son
need the
pictures
guy's
of the
son?
Earth.
Why do we need the guy's son?
He's here.
Wait, hold on. He said he had a photo. Let's see the photo.
Chemo, no amount of photos that anyone posts is gonna do anything for you.
Yeah, all he's
Let's be
got to
honest.
do is show his dad, with his dad saying, "Look, here's the Earth. I'm in space." And hey, presto.
That's not all he has to do. We
That is
all
all
know
he
that.
has to do right now.
No, we all know that's not true.
Let's have a look at these
Yeah, his
personal
dad
pictures.
didn't go to space.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, as if you would go to space and not take a picture of the Earth. Who would do that? You take many pictures.
Yes. Yeah,
Idiot.
there are lots of pictures.
Yes,
There are lots of
it
pictures.
literally
would go to the moon and not leave their initials.
an unlimited amount of pictures sent to your DM.
So we don't need to do anything right now. I mean,
From
how on earth can the
Earth
Earth
from
be a flat
space won't
plane
change
with a
anything for you,
dome over it, with an ice wall, if we've got a picture from a camera from his father? You would have said, "Here,
How can
son."
we have?
Yeah, great point. Great
We
point.
have those things without
Yeah,
evidence.
son. Show this to the grandkids. Look what I saw.
No, Chemo, address my question. How can we have any of those that you just said without evidence of those things?
His dad went to space.
No. Address my question. Let's say that he can't provide it. Does that automatically mean the things that you just said are true,
He can't
even
provide-
without
stop being
evidence?
silly. Of course he can provide it. His
No.
dad went to space.
Address my question, Chemo. Stop avoiding.
Well, again, you're talking
Are
nonsense.
those things that you just said?
If he doesn't provide evidence, it simply means he has no evidence for the claims he made.
Perfect. Exactly.
Of course he
So we
does.
can
Why would
dismiss
he say
them
if
until
I went to
evidence is
space?
provided.
Spot on, Demic. That's the first time I've
Yep,
agreed with
I
something
agree.
you've said.
Holy crap. It's a miracle.
I want to see Veach's dad's photo.
Okay, you want to see it? This is what you do, Lammer. You use something called Google, okay?
No,
And you
I
type
want to see
in-
the space one.
Yeah, no, you type
Not the
in
NASA
Lacey.
ones.
With your pops
you type
there.
in Lacey Veach, and you're gonna get back
And
all.
it- wait,
you're
you don't
gonna
have
get-
these just sitting
You're
around
gonna
in your
get back
house?
all these photos that are gonna involve my dad. And,
You don't have them sitting
and
around?
I know it sounds like a lot of work, but it really is that
Don't
easy.
you have them sitting
It'll
around?
take
It's your
you-
dad.
it'll take
after
you 20
all.
seconds, maybe tops. So
Well,
Well,
get
wait,
the
so you
photo
don't have
album
them
out.
sitting
you
around?
can either do it or not do it. It's up to you at this point. But you now know
Hold
you have
on.
the tools that you
Okay,
need in order
fair
to see
enough.
it.
Where's
But
the
you don't
photo album?
Have your own father's photos sitting around?
Whammer, come on, man.
Come on, here.
Come on,
I
Whammer.
have them.
What do you mean? His dad's an
I have
astronaut.
them.
It's a public
I have them.
figure. We could speak about this
You
man.
can have them too. You can have them too using Google. It's that easy.
He's a public figure. I would, if it
But
was
what-
my dad,
Whammer,
I would have all sorts
Why are
of
you being
photos.
lazy?
Yes.
Why are you being lazy though? You're just being lazy and
I'm
lying
being
on.
lazy. Look, I can only find what's on Google. He has the
those are
actual
all the
thing.
pictures.
He has
They
the
have them
actual
all. They have
gold,
them
the
all.
pot, the
They have them
fucking
all,
what's
Whammer.
under the rainbow.
Google has them all. They have them all.
I posted a
no,
link.
they don't.
Yes, they do. How would you
have
know?
all sorts of
I
other
have all the
interesting
pictures.
things.
I know what Google has. I'm telling you, they have them all.
Wait, you
Whammer.
Google has every photo.
Every single photo, yes, because my dad submitted them all into NASA at some point or another, and they all got published.
Whammer, can you take a look at my link? I know you're talking a lot and you're dismissing everything. Can you take a look at the link I put?
Yeah, I'm looking at this link, but it's just what NASA would post. We want to see his dad
Exactly.
take the picture.
So
this guy
worked Chemo, you're proving my point. Chemo,
Yeah, well,
you're
didn't he
proving the
work
point.
for NASA? So of course they would have.
How
him.
can we know
Why
that
wouldn't they
Vince
have?
took this picture?
Hey,
Oh, do you
all
have
I'm
any?
saying is
Do you have
that
an
picture was
experiment,
provided.
Chemo?
Picture was provided. There you go, Chemo. You're welcome. Now let's address the claims that you made. Do you have any evidence for that?
How can we know Veach took that picture?
See, exactly. Goalposts. You specified what you wanted. It has been provided. You've moved the goalpost again.
You have to have faith
picture
in what's
wasn't
being
taken.
provided.
That one it was.
You get that, right?
Yeah, that
You can
one.
just provide any old damn thing. We need a little faith.
Whammer, can you provide anything?
At least
all?
any
Good or bad?
faith. If there's
Good-
just
good or bad,
here's
Whammer?
what it is, and that's all you get. I mean, give me a break. Even
Whammer.
you know that's bullshit.
Whammer, provide anything, good or bad.
Oh, so why are you misleading from the topic? Huh?
No, I'm not. But
Yeah, you
damn it,
are.
you
You're
provide-
directing off from the topic.
You know
You're
it's
deflecting.
hard. But all you have to do is
No,
you
this is
go
a
to
good
Google
question.
and you have to type
Your
in the
dad's
search.
the astronaut. I want to see
told you,
something
Whammer,
interesting.
I've told you. This is how you find it. Go to
Oh,
Google.
it's only on Google. Give me a
Yes,
break,
it's
Beach.
on Google. What do you want me to tell you? I'm sorry that
You know,
it's
you're
Wednesday,
full of
but that's where you
shit.
find it. Just go type it into Google then.
But you're full of it, man.
No, clearly I'm not. You can't even go to Google and type it in. What
Why?
are you afraid of?
But
What are you afraid
you're
you're gonna
saying
find? What are
Google
you
has
afraid you're gonna
every
see?
photo that's
What are you
ever
afraid you're
existed
gonna
of you and your
see?
pops.
What are you afraid you're going to see?
You don't
Why are
have
you so-
any
why are you
photos.
Just go to one
Is it,
Google.
you know
of the
what? It would put
photos-
this entire argument to bed. That's why.
I mean, all you
Why
have to
would
do is
it?
type the name in Google and you find out, wouldn't you?
You would put our.
Yeah.
We wouldn't even be arguing right now if you
You
just.
just then go
provided-
type the name in and you'll see. We won't have to argue, will we?
See, that's the issue here, isn't
Oh,
it?
you can't type in one Google.
But why?
search. Is that what
But
you
why
want?
is that the
We've
issue?
done it.
But
We've
why
already
is that the
Googled
issue,
you.
Whammer? Whammer, why is that the issue?
What do you mean?
What? Why? Well, if Scott had some other photos that aren't published, how does that help you in any way? Why is that required?
Very interesting
And the
to
stuff
see.
that's on Google is no use. Well, that's not true, is it? Because you aren't interested enough to look
please.
at the stuff that's on Google.
I'm asking to know exactly. I
Look,
want to
all
see
you
what
can do,
is
look,
not
listen,
public.
Listen, you can type a single name into Google
give
and
me
you
a
can
break.
see lots of photos. But you haven't done that.
You're telling
and
me
you're
you don't
saying,
want to see Buzz Aldrin's personal photos of him in space doing things? Are
Why
you
don't
kidding me?
Why don't you prove that you want to see these by going to Google and doing the?
I want to see Buzz
No, no,
Aldrin's
why-
personal
once-
space
once-
shot.
I'm trying to find out, I'm trying to find out, Whammer, why it's required. Whether I want
No,
to want it
it
or
would
not.
be interesting
What's it
and
for?
one of the coolest things to possibly see. I mean, I just
Have
what
you
the
tried
hell?
to see 'em?
It's like seeing anyone's personal photos. You get a little more clear shot of just
if you go,
how
if you go to the search,
intrinsic
and you've been
it
told,
really is.
Whammer.
And
If you go to the search Whammer, then if you do it and you come back and you tell us what you found, I'll show you the secret stuff after that.
Right. You've been
Wait,
told whether you can see these photos, but you're showing absolutely no interest in seeing them. But it would be really interesting if you could see them.
So, Jen,
How does any of this make sense?
you're missing the point, Jen.
Yeah, the point is you're playing a silly game.
You're missing
Stop
the
it.
entire point.
Oh shit! There's a selfie of Buzz Aldrin. That's great. That's really interesting. There you go, Whammer.
So about these pictures of this ice wall or this dome, where are those?
According
there's
to
no
Chemo,
dome.
it's between California and Hawaii.
There's no dome and there's no wall. Can you show us a wall or a dome? Chemo? Anybody? Any flurf?
Do we have to take that on faith?
What? There's
Well,
a
you know
dome?
that
We have
there,
to- apparently.
something has to contain the water, right? Otherwise, it would fall off.
We just want
I need
to-
an experiment or demonstration
Chemo, people
of the wall.
here are getting awfully triggered over simply asking for a little evidence from his own father. I don't know why.
That isn't what it was. I'm not triggered.
not triggered because you're asking for evidence, asking for a little bit of evidence. I'm triggered because you're making such a big deal out of it, and it doesn't seem to be any reason for it other than it's something you found that you can make a big deal about.
Jim, isn't it a little suspicious when you ask, say you ask me for some of my own personal photos? Jim, can I say something?
In no way is that suspicious in any way whatsoever at
Jim,
all.
if
you ask me a question, and the question is no, it's not suspicious in any way. The answer.
Okay, well, if you were to ask me, hey, got any cool personal photos and stuff of my own life, and I answer you, Jim, no, it's all on Google. I mean, give me a break.
On Google, but
That's
Jim, give me a break.
That's where virtually everybody keeps their photos these days anyway, in the cloud.
Just real
it's either
quick.
like Amazon or Google or Apple.
Just real quick.
You know
Whammer.
what, Brenda? You can't justify that position.
Whammer, you presented a selfie of Buzz Aldrin with the Earth in the background. What say you now?
Okay, I want to see his father.
Go
Google.
you want to see father and grandfather?
No, so you're saying you have no other? Oh, wait, he just told me. Hold on. Veach just told me, Jim. Veach just told me that he will show me something if I just Google.
Go prove that you actually care, and then we'll show you all the secrets.
Okay, then you're saying you do have other things that no one has seen.
There might be some stuff I could like do.
Scott's not allowed to show anything of his dad's.
Wait,
find out what he did before he was an astronaut that was significant. Go and find that out. Go on.
Ooh, it's a good test.
If I do this,
let's see how good your research skills
okay, if I do this, are you going to show me things that aren't on Google?
Sure. I'll find something that's not on Google for you.
Really?
Oh my! That's,
all right.
That doesn't limit things, does it?
Here's the ice wall, Brenda.
Hopefully you'll feel it's not necessary when you've done that.
Well, what do you mean? Why? See, this is the whole point, Jem. You just why?
Well, I'll tell you why. Well, it's difficult to say why because you haven't been able to give a decent reason.
That's no fucking response.
Listen. You haven't been able to give a reason why these photographs are necessary. But I feel if you went and found out about somebody's life in his wider life, the bits that lead up to him being an astronaut, I think that might. I don't know. I don't know what your goal is here.
I don't want to know all the personal details of his father.
But you want all his personal photos. You want all his personal photos, but you don't want any. You don't want any personal details.
No, you're wrong, Jem. I don't want anything personal, anything.
I'm just exposing your silly game that's illogical.
What are you talking about? I don't want anything personal or anything that shows insight into his actual character. I just want to see a photo.
You're really interested to see these photos.
Google.
You're really interested to see these photos, but you're not interested enough to actually Google it. I mean, you're not interested in any personal details, but you want personal photographs. I mean,
said I would go.
Everything you say is
research him if you guys provided, and he said he would. So I'm going to go.
Away you go. We'll see you in a bit then.
You can't find fault with that.
Go ahead.
And
Whammer.
I'm not actually trying to pick argument or pick some kind of problem with his father. I don't have any issues with his father or Veach.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Photos then that aren't on Google. Why is that specifically required? What is your goal?
It shut us all up.
Go do your research.
How would it shut you up? What is it that you're talking about that you need to be stopped from talking about then?
I think he's looking for
some personal photos from him in space
It'd
that
feel
are on
more
Google,
authentic.
and that'd be a really cool thing to see.
You see, there's another contradiction, isn't it? You've just told us that you're not. It's nothing to do. It's not Scott Starr. They're not. You're not trying to prove anything. Now all of a sudden, if you show us this, it will shut us up.
Oh no, it'd be interesting to see. It really would be. Are you saying you don't want to see these fucking photos?
3 contradictions in the last 60 seconds.
Oh, you know what? You're just trying to be right. I just simply want to find out something new.
You're just playing a silly game, and
this
that's
is
why
no game.
you can't come up.
We talk about the ice wall
you can't
now.
come up with a coherent reason why you're playing it.
Whammer, if it's so interesting, make the attempt. If it's so interesting, make an attempt.
You want the ice wall proof now, then, or what?
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Show us your ice clip.
Yes,
Go ahead.
yeah. So, as I'm building a body of evidence, the second part of the body of evidence is the ice wall. So now we've got vast amounts of ice wall. We have someone who went underneath the ice wall. And obviously, if you were able to go where those guys have gone, you would find you can only go so far before you have to kind of turn back. So this is our evidence, or my evidence, of a giant wall that contains all the water.
What does that mean, kind of turned back?
Sorry?
What does that mean, kind of turned back?
Kind of what?
Kind of
Turned back.
You said kind of.
Oh
turn
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah.
What
So
does
you,
kind of
if you
turn
head
back
up,
mean?
if you climb up that walk and you head south, you will have to turn back. Obviously because either too cold, or you'll hit the dome, or you're just away from the sun, away from life, and can't continue to head south and go all the way around. That's the ice wall there. That's the evidence there. Now, how can you?
Wait.
So-
You really think that's clear?
What? What do you mean?
Chemo, I'm now presenting evidence to counter your evidence. It's not a wall all the way across.
Gonna counter my
There
evidence.
are actually beaches. So this is well, I just did, yes. I accept that which is what you presented is your evidence. I accept that. Now I'm countering it with my evidence here, showing that Antarctica has beaches. Therefore, this is not a complete ice wall all the way around.
What are you showing? A picture?
But that's what you showed us. So
I'm showing you a video of a giant ice wall, dude. Miles of
what's a
ice
video?
wall.
It's a series of pictures. A series of pictures. I'm showing you
No,
one
no,
as well.
no. I'm
and it
showing
gives
you a
locations
guy.
as well.
Look, dude. This dude's in a helicopter, flying over the ice wall, miles and miles of ice wall. You show me a little picture.
Did you even
How
open
many
it?
miles?
That's awfully short to be the supposed flat Earth ice wall at the edge of the Earth.
A little bit. That's not 60,000 miles, right?
I'm
What'd you
showing
show
the
us?
ice wall
Like
now
7?
on the big screen here, and you're talking about a little photograph. Let's put yours on the big screen here and show what you're showing.
No. Open it up.
I'm doing it.
I just told you that I accept what you presented as evidence. I think that it's bad evidence because of what I provided.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a look at your evidence now. Let's have a look. So
Thank
the
you.
counter evidence.
I would love for you to look at it before you dismiss it.
I'm looking at it
That's my
right
only
now.
request.
I've got it here on the big screen. Yeah. So
You dismissed it. Now you're
do
looking at
you
it.
know?
Yes, go on.
It says, "Do you know these beaches exist in the world?" So I've got my video here showing a giant ice wall versus your little picture of a small little of an iceberg. Then you've got a little beach. Then you've got a couple of little penguins.
I've also provided a video here.
Oh
because you
my
moved the goalpost. I
goodness, what
provided
is
a
this
video
thing?
here
So-
walking on the beach of Antarctica.
Dude, what is this?
All he needs, Chemo, is one beach, and that's your Black Swan.
No,
It's a black swan.
because we know there's
shit.
land.
What?
We know there's land over there, the side of America. We don't know exactly where they are, right? So the idea is, you can go to Antarctica near the edge, but can you continue to go over the plateau? That's the question.
No. We're just talking about the wall right now. You provided evidence for what you claim to be the Antarctica wall. Okay, I accept that is your evidence. I have now provided a link to numerous beaches that you could see, be explained, given location, and I've also provided a video of someone walking on this beach in Antarctica.
Yeah, like I say,
What
this
say
is
you?
this is just one of the arms that stick out of the wall. There are two lips that stick out of the wall. There's one that sticks out near Australia and one that sticks out near South America. All this is just the arm that sticks out. What I showed you was the actual ice wall. So as we take a look at your video here, we spin around in 360. There we can spin that all the way around.
How long is the wall?
I like that you look at the picture and you make all kinds of assumptions.
No, I'm spinning your 360.
Because it's not a 360 video.
I'm spinning
It's
your
a handheld
360 I'm spinning your camera around, and we're looking at high manipulation here because again, this is just an area in Antarctica. There's just the lip that sticks out. Even if it is Antarctica, we don't know. Sure. As we look through,
Well, we don't know in your video.
We
don't know for sure.
No, I mean, again, this is pretty much comparing it to my one. I've got a helicopter flying over the ice wall for miles. You've got some. I don't know what to call this.
Can you prove where that video was taken, Chemo?
Chemo, how long is the wall?
The wall, I haven't measured it actually.
What kind of misleading question is that, anyways?
It took
How
Captain-
long is
Well,
the wall?
we need to know
That's
because
not
that
Captain
means-
I
Cook.
mean, that's just some
That's
bullshit.
a perfectly
Why is it a
rational.
misleading
that's a perfect-
question?
It's just
If there's a
bullshit.
wall there,
You know
at all.
why is it bullshit? Why is
It
it
took
bullshit?
Captain
No,
Cook 3
no,
years
it's
to
the
sail
law.
around it.
Right, if there's a wall, we want to know the characteristics of the
Oh,
wall.
come
One
on,
of those
Jim.
would be its length.
What do you need?
Why,
What
why,
is
why
distance?
is that a
Out
BS
a
question?
wall.
Well, again, it's like I
Remember-
say, it took Captain Cook 3 years to go all the way around. I suppose you have to do calculations and some maths and stuff.
Is
work it
that
out.
true, though, really?
Well, hold on,
Is
Chemo.
that-
Calculations are
that's
just
not-
numbers,
yeah,
aren't they?
That's not true.
you
Chemo,
can't use
did Captain
numbers,
Cook
no.
go? Did Captain Cook go straight around?
Yeah, he went all the way around and it took 3 years.
Did he make
No,
stops? Did he
no,
make
he
trick stops?
didn't.
Hey,
Did he go anywhere else during this 3-year journey, or
I'm
was he?
not sure. No, I'm not sure.
Then don't say shit about it. Wimmer, real quick. What if I could show you a video of the cliffs of Dover and then make the claim that England is surrounded by a rock wall? What if I did that? Would you believe me?
It's just some bullshit. Little deflective argument. That's just bad. It's not even.
Yeah, good.
equivalent.
Exactly. I'm glad you agree with that point.
No.
Equivalent,
England is surrounded by a giant rock wall, and we
Come
can't
on,
get
you
deep
know-
in there. So I'm going to show you of the cliffs of Dover, and I want you to extrapolate that to the entire coastline of England.
The same
Would you accept
idea
that?
as this. You know what? Prove to me that you're typing on your keyboard. Is it there or is it apparently there?
No.
Go ahead and extrapolate why.
No.
No,
So
no,
let
no.
me
It's
ask you
extrapolate.
three
I want to
questions.
hear
That's a
it.
good one.
So
It's
my
just
first
as
question is,
ridiculous and redundant as you can get.
Do you accept Chemo's evidence
Again, you're
that the
being redundant
Antarctica
and
is
ridiculous.
a giant ice wall all the way around? Do you accept Chemo's evidence proving that? Do you?
I haven't seen all the evidence.
What I'm saying is what he posted in chat.
I don't know personally. However, I'm open to possibility.
And you're not open to England being surrounded by a rock wall? If I can show
I'm
you.
not talking.
clips
Are
of
you
here?
open to your keyboard really being there or not?
I mean, I can touch it. I have to engage.
Okay, are
with
you
it to
touching it
talk
now
about
or in the past?
All right. Well, there you go. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
let
you got to
off this
extrapolate.
stage.
Which
That's
one
fine.
is it?
No, I'm
That's
moving on.
exactly the
I'm
kind of
not gonna
crap
put
you're
you
doing
off
right now.
He's just doing what
Hey,
you
Timo.
did, Bio. You were being silly, changing the subject, and he's
One-to-one
like,
analogy.
Now you're the one getting frustrated at your own game.
No.
Well, if
It's
you
a
think-
one-to-one
if
analogy.
you think what he's doing is silly, that's what you're saying about the ice wall.
Thank you.
That's bullshit tactics.
I
We're
posted
just
a picture
simply
of
talking
McMurdo
about
Harbor.
potentiality of an ice wall and some of the facts surrounding something that's possibly being hidden from us.
Okay,
Chemo, there's a picture of McMurdo Station at the harbor. There's a ship in port.
Hmm.
Is the wall behind the station? Is that what you're saying?
No. So look, here in the map, right, by South America and by Australia, there's two lips that stick out, right? If you zoom in on it and that, yeah. And when the cruise ships go there to the wall, they just go to that one arm. It's difficult to see unless you zoom it in. But yeah, we know exactly where they go and how they do it. And to see what I'm showing you, you've got to go to the left or to the right of that lip. But in regards to your picture, this is this is well on the outskirts. No, yeah, like I say, this is the base on that arm. We made a video about it. Let me try and find it. How they trick people.
I've provided evidence. Chemo, do you live within the walls of a rock wall? In your
Here we go
country?
again.
No, we've got beaches.
I'm providing video.
We've got beaches.
Beaches on. Well, you're gonna have to prove it. The beaches, but I'm providing
You want to
evidence
prove
for
the
a
beaches
rock
that
wall
we've got,
surrounding
like
England.
Brighton or something like this, yeah?
Well, as you claim, right?
Yeah,
I just
okay,
want to
don't
see
worry,
evidence.
Don't worry. Not a big deal. We've got that. We've got that. I've got a picture of me at the beach. If Kosher was here, he'd
No, it's
post
just
it.
a picture. No,
Yeah.
it's just a picture. No one cares.
Yeah, I know, but here's the beach anyway. Post it. There's no
Hey,
wall.
Bio, how do the penguins climb up the ice wall? Just curious.
That's a very good question.
The penguins don't climb up the ice.
I would imagine that they swim at about 500 miles an hour, and they project themselves out of the top of the water and scale this giant ice wall to the top.
Right.
That's my prediction.
Right.
No, you know, like lemmings, where they got to help one another. So something like that.
A penguin ladder? Do they make themselves a ladder?
They lift each other up. But what about the first one? How does the first one get up there?
I just told you.
Kimmy, you were talking about Antarctic
one stands
cruises?
on the ground,
I
another
posted a
one jumps
video
on another one, just like lemmings.
of
You've never played
Antarctica.
lemmings before.
Here, I'm gonna Kimo, I'm gonna show you how to be intellectually honest. Wow, you provided counter evidence of a beach on England. Therefore, there must not be a rock wall surrounding England. Wow, you have proved me wrong. Very nice.
Similarly, how I posted a picture of McMurdo Station showing that there's no ice wall around Antarctica.
No, but we
can
know
you be
where
as
that,
honest?
We know where that station is. Not a big deal.
Can you be as honest with the evidence that we have provided as
Goodness
well?
me, guys,
or
we
no?
cover these things. It's like it's usually a surprise when we pull out information on it. We cover these things. These things are known. We know, like, how NASA hide the ice wall with the ISS. We know how the cruise ships hide the trip where they go. Look at the video for
Wait,
you.
how do they hide it if you want to say you have a video of it?
Oh.
Because they try and trick the majority. They can't trick everybody, can they? Yeah.
Can I ask him something?
Sure.
So you had this map that you posted. So if you take a picture of the wall, so that is the Australia side, and take a picture of the wall on South America side, they can't be both in daylight, right?
South America and where?
No, of the wall. If you take a picture of the wall, it's on the side of South America.
It's south.
And a picture of the wall
south of South America.
Yes, and on the other side, in South Australia, they can't be both in daylight, right?
Australia and South America, no. They're not.
They can't be both in there.
They're not in both daylight, are they?
On the picture of the wall, same day, that one is in daylight and one is in darkness. That's what I want.
No, you need to show that you can see.
No. You have to see the wall half in dark and half in light.
Anyway, look, this is the guy figured out. It's in this video here.
What?
How they trick people on the cruise.
No one's gonna. Oh my god! All right, sorry, Cheek. He's ignoring you.
No, I can hear you now.
Oh, Kimo, by the way, just go back on a point. McMurdo Station is not on an arm, it's in an inlet.
Yeah, on the arm.
So where's the ice wall?
Show me on the map where it
No.
is. Where is it on the map?
On the map, where it is. Demonstrate this. Do that. Backflip. Forward flip.
Why does it say noon? Does he mean moon?
No, noon.
No, I think
12 o'clock noon.
Is
midday.
What is it? What's M in? Oh,
There you go.
midnight.
That's where
And then
McMurdo
midnight?
Station is. It's not on an arm, it's on an inlet.
How can it be midnight off the earth?
Did you get it confused with Palmer Station, Kimo?
Yeah. So look where it is. It's like on the side of that sticky outfit.
Does that? Would anybody
it's
describe
inland
McMurdo
a
as
little
being on
bit,
an
yeah,
arm
but
on
it's
the
still
island?
Everybody, let's point and laugh.
No, it is inland, but it's not inland, is it really? It's along that coast, right? And it's inside that arm. Like, if you follow that line out to the sea, there's a little sticky out bit. That's the other sticky out bit. So on the other side is the other sticky out bit.
Is that the scientific term?
An arm. You reach an arm.
No. It's
Is that
like
like
I said
sticky
a
air?
lip at first, didn't I? There were two lips that you can go to. And
Is that where the sticky water is?
Well, they say that the ice is different down there. Yeah, it's something to keep it its form. I don't
Also,
know.
didn't you say Flat Earth was over?
If we had pictures from the Earth, yeah, pictures of the Earth from space, yeah, but unfortunately we didn't get that. So flat Earth is back on the table. It means that we've got the science. It means that we are some of the smartest people on Earth to pretty much show that every scientist out there has pretty much got it wrong. I mean, it was looking favourable for you guys until recently.
I'm curious.
You ran away from my conversation earlier, Chemo. Come on.
Chemo,
No,
I'm curious.
wouldn't let us have it,
what
remember?
do you conjecture or think or possibly consider is out there past the ice wall? What do you think?
What's past the ice wall? I would say, like not the dome, but like the like
penguins.
How I saw in the, again, I don't know, but I'm just going by what the journals. It's like an invisible barrier or something, like a force field. Because I think I read somewhere Admiral Byrd thought it was
force field.
Yeah, something like this. I'll have to dig it out. I'll have to look it up. But they thought
you think there's a force field?
No, they thought it was German technology.
Are there any more characteristics to this force field?
Gravity is fake, but this force field
Crying
is
out
real.
loud.
I told you I don't know. This is where we speculate. You don't, we're just speculating. No
Let
one's
us know what
been
you
there.
know.
You just ask me
Let
what
us
do
know
I
what you
think
know.
is
Who
out
doesn't
there, and then you jump all over what I'm thinking. I don't know. I haven't been there.
We're keeping you on track.
What they're
Wait,
doing,
is the
Chemo.
dome the force field?
They're simply trying to just take away from speculation, thinking outside. They don't want any part of it.
Get them, Whammer, get them.
This is what you're doing. It's fucking. It can make you vomit.
Oh, it's so disgusting.
Remember, did you find out
Well,
about Beach's father?
You know, we are heavily trained for this. You know.
Clearly.
Whammer, how was that research doing?
Oh, I read the Wikipedia.
What did he do before he was an astronaut?
He was in the military. He had 214 combat missions.
There we go. Good job.
Oh, there it is. I found it. There's a mime that found the Antarctic force field.
No, but again, that's what Admiral Byrd or one of those explorers, I can't remember which, but they said they thought it was German technology because the planes were crashing into them. Again, how true is that? We'll never know. But because we're not going to go there, are we? But that's what they say.
I might go there one day. I feel like it'd be a pretty cool vacation.
Oh, like your cabinet in a vacuum, dude. It's all over. Like I know you're like a new ball earther coming into this, but these guys.
I know that you're trying to change the subject because we're trying to have a human conversation. Where I said I'm gonna go to on vacation there one day.
What,
and then
Antarctica? You can go there. Yeah, you can.
Something negative. That's fine.
You can go there. You can go to 2 spots. One from South America and one from Australia or New Zealand or something.
No, that's not what I would do. I would try to find a bigger kind of expedition and try to see if I can tag along. See what.
Not being silly. A couple of years ago,
There's nothing silly about that.
Let me explain to you something. So a couple of years ago, we put so much pressure on the globe earthers about there's no north to south. So they organised a trip for ballers and flat earthers. Cost £20,000 or something like this, and you can go on this flight and go north to south. So they got the money off everyone, the baller, and then cancelled the flight.
Okay, there's been
exactly what happened.
Navigation north to south.
No, that's not quite what happened. He was scammed. He was scammed by the people, wasn't he?
Yeah, scam is a big
couldn't provide the flight.
Greater Sapien was scammed by the people he was buying the trips from.
Yeah, the flight wasn't there.
Wasn't there? Yeah.
No.
We could have told you that. Don't waste your money on
Yeah.
something like that.
Doesn't exist.
Hey, Kimo, whatever happened to your
Oh, well, hold on. Wait,
GoFundMe or
don't
whatever
change the
for you to go to
subject.
Antarctica?
Where are you going now? Where was the flight?
It was a scam. They didn't
Yeah, because there was. You can't take the flight, can you?
Oh, you can.
Oh.
You can take a. You can.
Brenda, are you sure?
North to south. You can't
Yes.
do that.
You can look up flights to Antarctica.
And
Ugh.
why would someone
yeah.
set
So
off
anyway,
just
Bio,
20
you
grand?
think you're going to
just
go
keep
there,
taking
and I'm
from
just
your-
saying to you, save your money because you'll only get so far. Yes, because
I'm not taking any advice from you.
Well,
just
like
for
I
the
say,
record.
we've been in this a
I'm
long,
gonna
long
listen
time.
to it, but I'm not going to. But go ahead.
Let him finish.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine. We've been in this a long, long time. We've seen the
but, you know,
efforts.
he's giving advice, so
We've seen the limits of what the Globe Earth can and can't do. And like I say, we put so much pressure on the Globe in those days. They tried to organise a north to south. Yeah, but again, they were let down because the company was like, we're not going to risk.
Actually, that's incorrect. It was a scam.
And do you know what? They even had some ridiculous rules, Bio. Check out this. You couldn't take a camera. You couldn't take equipment to do measurements or any kind of science.
The rules weren't real.
Scam, dude. What part of scam don't you understand?
The rules were not real.
None of it was real. That's the point.
Is that
exactly
oxygen? You think?
Yeah. He's just lying. He's
Again,
just
where's
lying,
the
aren't
flight?
you, Kimo? You're just lying about the rules.
Where's
Kimo.
the flight?
Yeah, you couldn't take any
There was
equipment
no
to do any
flight.
experiments.
It's not a regular flight route.
The charter flight. So the fuck
You
what?
ever heard
Where
of a
is it?
catfish?
Yeah,
you ever heard of a
it was
catfish?
Allegedly set up to be a special thing. Yeah.
It's never happened before, has it?
you can
It
go to
was set up to recreate a flight that has occurred.
Well, then where's
And
the evidence? For
somebody
it?
has repeated
Oh,
it.
nobody's ever done it, huh? That's
Scott,
interesting.
yeah, I posted the link.
You don't listen.
There is no evidence for it. That's interesting.
You probably are one of the scammers.
This is an interesting thing, Curved. You're now bringing the light. There's no
Dr.
evidence for it.
Scammer was probably one of the ones that got.
Hold on, you don't want to now. Hold on, now he's
Dr.
saying
Scammer.
hold on.
While I'm talking, Dr.
You're now
Scammer.
telling us all what we needed to know is that no evidence is provided for this type of
Dr.
flight. You're
Scammer
saying that
did not
exists.
begin before the other person's done.
Again. Where's the evidence for the flight? I don't care,
flight
scam
did
or
not
not. I just want to see
occur.
one.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to
Ask your
speak because you're
question
flashing
and
an
then
awful
remain
lot.
silent until the answer's finished.
I don't know if you're hot micing on. But
all it takes is South Africa to hit the South Pole.
again, the
Yeah,
advice,
that'd be way
Bio, is that it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to do something. We're talking like $20,000 you're going to need, and because you're going to want to go for about, it's going to take you how long? It's going to take you what, 3-6 months? You're going to need a long time out there, and you're going to waste so much time, money, and resources trying to prove something. It might be worth it though. If it, it might be worth it for you because you're.
No, I'm not going to prove anything. I'm going to go to have a good time. The place that I can't go, I'm going to go there and have a good time. That's what I'm going to do.
No, you're not going to go. Again, do you want to bet on that?
No. I said it. I'll probably take a vacation there.
I don't think you quite understand. We can dictate.
I'll go to Antarctica.
I don't think you quite understand. If you're a glober and you think like a glober, in terms of global stuff, we can dictate what you will or won't do. See?
No. You can't do shit.
No, I know you won't listen to us. I know you won't listen to.
You don't dictate anything.
No, I know you won't listen.
You don't dictate anything. Don't
Yeah.
say that again. You don't dictate anything.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know you probably won't listen to, but you will find out kind of the hard way. Okay? Because again, we already have the inside information.
Why do you think that you get to decide?
Because we have the inside information on what the globe earthers can or can't do, the limits. Yeah.
I don't think you do.
I know you don't.
Like
I just
that
said
light.
that, didn't I? I just said you're not going to agree,
Right.
but I'm saying.
I don't think that you do. You don't think that I do. We're at this crossroad.
Yeah, but you wouldn't bet on it though.
So now it's down to evidence.
Would you
No,
bet on it?
I would bet anything. I would
There
say
is
this.
no evidence.
Listen a second. I said to you, you will not show Cavendish in a vacuum, and I'm still right?
Well,
Right.
yeah, at the moment I haven't shown it.
But at the moment, I'm right, and
Yeah,
I'm
you're
telling
right.
you
At the
your
moment, I haven't
limits.
shown it.
I'm letting you know what you're capable of, who you are, what you.
No.
can and
You
can't do.
don't get to dictate that. I'm
Well,
gonna.
unfortunately,
Right, so
I'm
far.
sorry to say, but this is
No.
the position that we find ourselves in. Yes. It's a
But
strange
you just
one.
said
It's-
earlier that you haven't presented any evidence in your entire life.
No, that was there. We could have thrown
So,
all that
I
out.
think we
We
can
could have
dismiss-
provided pictures, Veach.
You said that we can dismiss everything you
That was
said.
a different deal.
Without evidence, yeah.
We dismissed this.
That was a different deal. That was a one with me and you, but you didn't deliver, so we can move on and get.
So
back
you
to
said
what
you
we know.
dismissed everything you said is dismissible.
Get back to
So
what
I
we know,
dismissed
isn't it? But
If you could provide evidence of me not being able to go, until then I'll dismiss it. Go ahead.
No. Again, I'm trying to show you the landscape here. Yes, the wider picture.
Dismissed.
Well, again, you may say that, but you will find out the hard way, unfortunately, right? But I'll be right here, back for your therapy when you realise, wow, Couldn't go over the ice.
That which can be proposed without evidence can be dismissed without
We're
evidence.
just talking. We're not providing evidence. I'm just giving him advice on his future.
No, I told you. I don't give a shit about your advice, Chemo.
I
Chemo, how did you find
but I'm
out?
just letting you know. So so you can't say I didn't tell you. Yeah.
You are dismissed.
So it's a lot like of the science. So we know again. Why do you think we ask you so much about Cavendish? Because we know.
Because I think you're ignorant as fuck. That's why. I think that you have no idea what's going on. So you ask a bunch of questions, and then when they're answered, you don't feel satisfied to your own beliefs. Therefore, you continue to question it.
No,
And
again,
then you
we ask you
propose
for
this question.
curvature.
Why do we ask you so much? Because you have no idea what's going on. Chemo. Let's
Answer
be
it
honest.
because he's the sea lion king.
There's a few. No, there's a few reasons why we ask you
And
that.
Scott just dismissed him. So why is he still here if he's been dismissed?
We're asking on behalf of the people who are afraid to ask you guys, because you guys are quite, you know.
It's not afraid to ask.
Yeah.
It's that
People
when
can be
they
afraid to
ask,
ask
their
you guys.
ignorance shows. But when they're genuine, when they're genuinely asking, it's no problem to talk
You're
about
not
these
being
things. Provide
genuine,
evidence.
Bio. Not right
provide, Well, not right now because it's you and Chemo.
Exactly. That
When
just
someone
goes
comes
to show.
genuinely, when someone
You're
comes
not
genuinely
a
ask
genuine
questions,
guy.
it's no problem to explain these things.
For
and show them
some
what's going
reason,
on. But for you two,
with
it's
me
totally
and Chemo,
different.
he's not being genuine. What's that tell you guys?
Oh yeah, no. But
People
does anyone
listening
think that
to
Chemo is
what's
being
that tell you?
genuine?
Why?
Well, actually, I think he is.
Shut
being,
up.
I actually think he is
Oh
being.
no, this is a good point he brought up. He's not being genuine with us. Why?
I disagree.
Whammer, do you have a stop function?
Whammer, he doesn't know his limits. He is
Well,
being
Whammer,
honest.
if you want to
with
know
us.
the answer to the questions, because you two are dicks.
No, he is being honest because Bio
But
is
that is
showing
a
us
good
what he
answer.
can or can't do. Right? He's not like saying I can do something that I can't. He's shown his limit. Okay, so I think he's being honest. I think he's being as transparent as he can. But it's difficult though as well because you've got to think, well, how am I going to do this? When am I going to do this? And what he's provided so far, he knows just as well as I do. It's just a piece of paper, which I could have provided the Bible, and it's not about just providing pieces of paper, right, Bio? You need that
Experiment was never done, was it, Chemo?
Not at all. He hasn't been waiting for it.
Chemo. Again,
Couple
Chemo.
weeks now, and we're still waiting.
Again, Chemo. How would you like someone who conducts experiments to document and present the results if they're not going to write them down? How else would you
The
prefer?
results are supposed to already be there. This is the issue.
So how
What does
we
that
work-
mean?
What it means, how we work in science.
Results are already
Chronic.
supposed to be there?
So
Hang
Chronic.
on. So something that hasn't been done yet, it's already got results. Good job.
I tried to have a genuine, intellectually stimulating conversation about actual science earlier, and you guys cowered and
we
didn't
couldn't speak, could we?
You
couldn't talk.
dictated, Chemo. You attempted to dictate what I do, what the science that I do. I don't get it.
Chronic, quick thing,
No.
mate. Intellectual conversation in here?
With
are you kidding me?
Chemo?
Yeah.
In here is fine. With them, not so much.
Well, see, there's a consensus now to be.
No, because we're flat earthers, guys. Well, what is wrong with you people? You're going to agree with each
No,
other,
no,
yes.
Chemo,
That's
Chemo,
why we're
Chemo,
here, Chronic, to challenge you guys on your belief. I can't understand. Well, what's going on?
It's not much of a
Oh,
challenge.
you want to have an
That's the
intellectual
problem.
conversation
You're
with
flat
our
earthers.
peers who agree with us.
So
Chemo,
how
they
much of a
could,
challenge, Chemo?
or they could treat you like shit. So they take the
Chemo,
weaker,
Chemo.
lesser option.
But what's he
Chemo,
saying?
how-
Oh, I want to have an
like
intellectual
shit,
conversation
get
with my
treated like
peers who
shit,
agree with me,
Amber.
and I can feel
Yeah,
good about
Chemo,
myself
Chemo.
because what?
Let me just ask you. How
Make it
intellectual
about
do
you
you think?
instead of the argument.
How
Remember, this is an
intellectual?
old tactic.
I got you, Whammer. How intellectual do you think your response of saying?
Very Weasley tactic.
Your response of saying, "No, that's not what you did. Let me dictate what you did." Is what type of response?
No. I've said to you that
Is
you've
that?
written something down, but we don't have.
No, I didn't just write something down.
Well, we don't know that, do we? Because we don't have the observed phenomenon that you observed.
We do. We do. We
know you
have
say
evidence.
that,
We
Connor.
have the documentation.
Hey, I have a question.
I know you say the
Flat
document.
Earth is true. Why isn't there a Flat Earth museum?
Because they're suppressing the truth. They're hiding the information.
They're preventing you from building a museum?
Yes, once Flat
So-
Earth comes out, you'll see all the
There's a globe
historical
museum.
Flat Earth maps and things like that.
You know that, right? You can go visit the Globe Museum.
Yeah, I know. That's part of the.
But you guys don't even have
Let me get one.
Wait, what are you missing if there's a suppression of the truth? If there's actually a cover-up afoot?
Why don't you guys?
What are you missing about that idea?
Suppression.
Sorry, Chronic. Hold on.
Let me just get one last quick question, Kimo. So, your response to the discussion earlier is, let me just make sure I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that I am lying about the science I do?
No. I wouldn't be saying as much, strong as that.
Okay, because that would be an extremely weak response.
Yeah, of course. All I'm asking you is to verify your position. So you've written something down. Obviously,
no. I haven't only just written something down.
Yeah, but I'm saying
we got to be on the same page here.
Well, try to listen a minute.
Okay,
if it's science, okay, you would need your observed phenomenon. Okay, then you would have to hypothesize what this is causing it. Then you'd obviously have an experiment and write down the results. Yeah?
Or just have an idea.
So did you do any of...
Go on, continue.
That's it. Did you test your cause, your independent variable?
Yeah.
Did you manipulate it? And that's what you need to show. So, because basically we all need to see the observed phenomenon that took place.
Yes, I did this. And I presented my results that were reviewed by anonymous peers and accepted.
I know. That's what we're told.
So
I'm not arguing.
So
that.
now where do we stand, though?
But I'm not arguing about that. Yeah, the peers will look at it and say, looks good, the numbers work out, check out, But what we're looking for...
Is that an assumption?
No, okay.
Yeah, I don't know
did they
That's exactly what they did. It took some rounds of editing, but go on.
Yeah, they didn't actually go out and repeat anything, did they? They said, calculates,
Is that another claim? Did they not?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're getting at here.
Yeah, it's a baseless claim.
What I'm getting at is that out of all of this paperwork...
Is that you don't believe in science. You don't believe in science. That's what it sounds like.
I don't
believe in the scientific
it's not
process.
that I don't believe in science. It's that your way of science is giving us no knowledge, no results.
That's false. Another baseless claim. It's that Chemo doesn't understand science. So it's a Dunning-Kruger effect of just the concept of science, where he thinks he knows and he thinks he knows better, despite not doing anything pertaining to that subject.
I'm getting that it's a huge gap in your understanding of how cutting edge science or current generation science works.
Okay, but they still don't have
beyond. It's beyond the fifth. It's beyond an elementary science lab. Roll a ball down a table experiment. It's beyond that.
Oh, it's beyond.
It's a bit more sophisticated than just that. Yeah. Just so you're aware. I understand you're parroting QE with an independent variable and stuff like that, but it is slightly more sophisticated than that.
This is why I offered the therapy. I know this is hard, right? And you're thinking in your mind now, I know what Chemo wants from me, but I've only got it on paper. I can't actually provide the demonstration. So I get it. Dude, I'm not trying to cause you alarm and stress.
Paper, video, it's the same.
I don't
know why you keep saying this is just a piece of paper. It's not that it's a piece of paper. It's what the piece of paper has written on it that's important.
There's a methodology, so that way, if you read this paper and say, no, this is a bunch of bullshit, what you can do is repeat the methodology, and then you can compare your results to their results. And if you find differing results, then you can publish your own and say, look, I did this, I refuted it. Other people can try this too. Here you go. That's exactly how science works. And if you do this methodology and you come to similar, exact, or close enough results, you're affirming what they did as well.
And people will listen to you if you do that. That's it's a perfectly valid way of going about things.
Right. Affirming and contradicting previous results, they're both awesome. They're both.
You don't have science without both. So I'm closer than I was 20 minutes ago, understanding what Chemo's trying to argue.
Sure. I mean, there's some good news, some bad news. Bad news is that's not science. Like I said, there is no result.
So you need it.
Yes, it is, mate.
Chemo, it is.
Dunning Chemo effect.
Okay, so like
Chemo,
I said,
so it's science. So wait, so sorry, I'm just so stuck on the writing on the writing thing. So if a science experiment is done and the results are collected, and the author of the experiment walks into town square at the center of town and starts announcing the results of this to the whole town. Does that make it so it's real science in that case? What?
Again,
how is the presentation of the experiment? How the results are presented? What is real science? How is real science presented in your opinion? How is it presented? How is it presented? How is it present? How are the results?
That's a good question.
How are the
How you
results
present the
presented?
science. Yeah, of course. Good stuff.
Yeah,
good
yeah,
question.
yeah,
Excellent question. Like I said, there's good news, bad news. Bad news is that you don't have science. Good news is I'm going to help you out. I'm going to show you how to conduct science, how to,
Chemo, please let me.
Just
I just got
answer how it
to
needs to be presented.
Yeah, Chemo. Before you, I'm happy to listen to this whole thing you're about to go into, but please, just a quick answer on my first very quick question.
Mm-hmm.
How is real science that's been conducted? How is it supposed to be properly presented to the world, to the masses?
Like I said,
in your opinion,
if you have results, if you want to write those results down for the people to test, sure you can do that. But what we're looking for,
what? So then,
what?
Okay, so we agree.
So it is real science.
So what are you looking for?
Confirmed.
Like, what are you looking for?
He said he presents the results so other people
You
can
literally
do it.
just
That's
said
real
write it
science.
down. Yeah,
Thank you.
You literally just affirmed what we're saying, how science is conducted and presented.
Oh, Chemo, you're tired today.
Okay, so
can you bring better game, Chemo?
So what we've got in science, the method that you would use to give you the answers and the results is you would have an observed phenomenon in nature. And then you would obviously question what the cause to that observed phenomena is. So you'd have a hypothesis. You'd try to predict the cause to that effect. Now, obviously, what you've done, like I've told you, you haven't looked at anything. If you did, you would show it. You haven't manipulated anything. If you did, you would show it. You don't have an effect.
Absolutely wrong.
You don't have an independent variable. You don't have an dependent variable. Don't have any way of
Absolutely incorrect.
Well, if that's incorrect, like I said, you will be able to show your observed phenomenon for us to see it and also come up with a hypothesis of the cause to the effect. That's
Yeah,
what,
all of that is encompassed in the many papers that I've written.
Yeah, Chemo, have you read it?
The paper?
All of that is.
The things that you require, the things that you require, and you're saying that he doesn't have you read it?
No, there's no way we would waste our time.
Stop making baseless claims so we can dismiss that. Go ahead.
There's no way.
Chemo wouldn't make it past the abstract before he got bored.
There is no way we would waste our time reading something that has no experiment to back it up.
How do you know that there's no experiment to back it up if you don't read it? How do you know? Is that another baseless claim without evidence? Something we could dismiss?
Yeah, we know there's no
so we dismiss this.
We know there's no experiments to back up the paper.
Why do you know that? Why do you know that, Chemo?
Because it's not science. You don't have an independent variable.
Yes, we do.
And how do you know that? Chemo?
Because you didn't have an observed phenomenon.
How do you know that?
Because you don't do science that way. You start with a hypothesis.
No. You're making claims to what he has or doesn't have. How do you know this information?
Because I know how the globe earther does science.
No. That's not the question. You said he doesn't have these variables.
Come on, here we go, bogging him down again.
It's
no,
okay.
No.
Okay.
It's holding his feet to the fire. How do you know this, Chemo?
He said he's doing science, yes, but he doesn't have an observed phenomenon. He doesn't.
Yes.
Have...
Okay. How do you know this? How do you know this?
Because he has a paper. He told us what he has.
A paper with the methodology and a number of things. But how do you know affirmatively that he doesn't have these things that you're claiming he doesn't have?
Because he's told us.
No. He didn't tell you.
Yeah,
it's in the paper that's been peer reviewed and published. So how do you know that he doesn't have the thing you're claiming he doesn't?
What's in the paper, Chemo? You don't understand that the who cares about the paper? The experiment was conducted and data was taken and measurements were taken and results were tabulated. Who cares if it was even presented or not?
They'll never address the concept.
Fair enough.
There was an independent variable. There was an independent variable, a dependent variable.
What was the observed phenomenon? What was your observed phenomenon?
I can go deep into detail if That's gonna bore. It's gonna bore the room. So
what did you observe?
We can go one-on-one if you want.
What did you observe?
Many different phenomenon. Many different types. Which one do you want?
The first one that you saw.
A planet transiting in front of a star, eclipsing a star.
Okay, so what caused that?
It was a total eclipse of the heart.
Yeah, Veach got it.
What was the cause of that?
There's nothing you can do.
Chemo. I unfortunately had to bury QE in the ground with the same exact. You're asking. It's almost like Groundhog Day. This is the same exact thing QE did to me that he ran away from. But I mean, we can if you want. It's gonna result in the same thing.
Okay, so what did you observe?
The phenomenon was a planet transiting in front of a star.
A planet moved in front of a star. So what caused that?
The orbit of the planet.
The orbit of the planet caused it?
Yep, planet orbiting the star, yep.
How did you manipulate the planet?
So the independent variable, so first of all, it's not a 5th grade lab experiment. You don't move planets with your mind.
So
They move according to orbital dynamics.
So how did you manipulate the cause to the effect?
So there's instrumentation that was built, like telescopes, to observe things, to observe phenomena, The prediction that was made was the hypothesis: if there is a planet with this radius orbiting this star, then we will see this much brightness of the star dim over time.
That's not science.
When it eclipses. That's not science.
No.
That's exactly science.
That's exactly the hypothesis.
With the prediction.
I literally just gave you a hypothesis and prediction.
Yeah,
that
you
was
gave me a
tested and
hypothesis
verified.
without the observed phenomenon.
The observed phenomenon is the planet transiting the star.
All right,
that's
now
the phenomenon.
Your hypothesis.
Chemo, give me an example of science, man.
Your hypothesis is your prediction.
Why are you holding back, Chemo? You got a great argument to hit them with. Level them with it.
Your hypothesis.
You put the egg
What's
in
this
the salt water and it
from
floats.
Brandon?
That's science.
No, the new one. What's this new thing from Brandon? Something about rust on the moon or something? You know what I'm talking about?
So your hypothesis, Chronic, is your predicted cause.
What was Brandon saying about that?
Hey, Chemo, can you not hear Chronic? He's talking to you. You're not hearing him?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm trying to
You
speak
should
to Chronic.
at least address him instead of just ignore him. It's rude to do that.
Yeah, but he can hear that I'm
It makes
talking
it
to
seem
Chronic,
like you don't
can't
hear
he?
me,
He's not deaf, is he?
No,
He can hear that I'm asking
Chronic, you weren't saying anything.
Yeah, but he can hear that
You
I'm
weren't saying
asking
a damn thing, you liar. You weren't talking to anybody. He had complete floor. He was trying to ask you a question.
It was quiet. You may have been thinking about a response
No,
in your
I
head,
was
Chemo,
asking
but
you
it
about what
was
you
it was
saw.
quiet, and Curve did take the floor for a second.
I've been waiting.
Look, it's never quiet in Chemo's head.
Well,
There's
why were you
always
quiet?
multiple
You should have been
voices
answering
talking.
what your hypothesis was.
What do you know about
I was
the
quiet. I was quiet because Curved was literally asking you something. I'm happy to answer your next question. Just address Curved real quick.
I
If
don't know
you
what
don't
he's
know what he's
talking
talking about, just say.
I just don't know what he's
Okay,
talking
he doesn't
about,
know
yeah.
what you're talking
I
about.
don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, he doesn't know.
Well,
So
isn't
look-
this a great argument for Brandon?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Is Brandon here? No.
So you don't want to. I get you're embarrassed by it.
No, I'm
Okay,
embarrassed by
fine.
you because I don't know what you're talking about.
You're embarrassed by Brandon's argument. I get it.
I'm embarrassed by your argument.
Seems
I
like
don't
you're
have an argument.
Brandon's argument.
So, Chronic,
What argument are you talking about?
talking about
My
Chronic.
argument is that Chemo has voices in his head.
It's embarrassing that I have to translate an experiment and observations that I did into a 5th grade perspective and understanding of like middle school types of science experiments. But I appease QE and you and whoever else asks about it just for the sake of doing it, regardless of how ridiculous it actually is. But anyway, continue your next question. What's the observed phenomenon again for the 3rd time?
You got your observed phenomenon. Now your hypothesis should be your predicted.
Okay, you ready?
No, I'm telling you what your hypothesis should.
You're telling me what my okay.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Yeah. So your hypothesis should be now your predicted cause to this effect. What do you think is causing the effect that you saw?
Yes. Okay, the effect that I see is the brightness of the star dimming over time, periodically. A very, very periodic dimming of the star over night, over many observations.
What do you predict causes that?
What do I predict that causes that?
Yeah.
A planet, there's a large planet orbiting this star, and periodically the planet comes in front of the star and it blocks some of the light from my telescope.
Right, so how are you going to manipulate?
So the light coming from the star gets dim.
Yeah, you said that 3 times. How are you going to manipulate the planet now to make sure that's causing this effect?
There's no manipulate. I'm not.
So we don't have any information and we have no results.
I'm not the Avengers who.
Fine. Guess.
Push
All
planets
right,
with my
fine.
mind.
Take a guess for me. Take a guess. Give us the answer.
A guess for what?
Let's give it your way. What caused this? You said it's a planet, yeah?
Yep, orbiting the star.
So we took a guess. Okay, great. Is that the answer? Is that the result?
So if I take we didn't even get. This is just the hypothesis. Is this where you end a scientific experiment in your head?
Wait, everything from this point forward, you're going to guess it now, yeah?
No. Nothing was guessed. Predictions were made.
Yeah, the prediction
if you want to think of a prediction as a type of guess, sure, you can do.
No, your
do that.
prediction is your predicted cause. Your hypothesis is your predicted cause. Yeah, so you're predicting what made this happen. What caused this to happen?
Yeah, aka a hypothesis.
Yeah, your predicted cause to the effect.
Yeah. Okay. So we move on to now. Do you want to move on to actual observations,
But it
or
doesn't
where
matter
are
now
you done
because,
with
like I
the
say,
experiment?
everything from this point forward is a guess.
Not at all. Not at all.
So how are you going to manipulate
That could be
your
the
cause?
farthest from the truth.
How are you going to manipulate your cause
That
to
couldn't
make
be-
sure it's that?
I'm not manipulating the cause. I'm taking observations.
Yeah, so it's not science.
I'm taking
then.
many observations that
This is why it's
reinforce
not
each other.
science,
I
Connor.
see this periodic transit,
Okay.
and I can use first principles like formalisms and math that shows how much the light from the star should dim if there is a planet of a given size transiting right in front of it.
Of course you can.
Some
I argue
radius
with
of
that.
this planet.
Of course you can. Of course you can. That's numbers.
Okay.
Maths, calculation. No science whatsoever.
Absolutely wrong.
Okay,
Absolutely
what was
wrong.
your predicted cause to the effect?
That there is a planet, there is a body that's orbiting the star at a very specific, at a given period.
Yeah.
An orbital period,
Yeah.
such that these observations of this transit can be seen precisely every n amount of time. Once every 2 days there's a transit. Once every 10 hours there's a transit.
So
Very periodic, can be confirmed, can be verified, re-observed, revalidated forever.
Yeah. So if I predict the sun coming up tomorrow, was that science? I predict there will be a sunrise tomorrow.
If in your brain, if you want to consider that, you can, but that's kind of ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous?
You're going off.
I'm making a
You're going off.
prediction.
You're going.
Serious question, Chemo, is why are you trying to inject the necessity to actually manipulate?
No,
what
I'm making
you're
a prediction.
observing
The sun
as
will
a
come up
stipulation
tomorrow.
for an observation.
Yeah, the sun and the moon will be about tomorrow. That's what I predict. If it comes tomorrow, that means my hypothesis was correct.
Sure, but if it doesn't, then your hypothesis was incorrect.
Yeah. So if the sun doesn't come up tomorrow, then
Okay.
it means my hypothesis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. My hypothesis is if I look at this one star in the sky, every 2.2 days, plus or minus, 0.002 days, the planet that's orbiting that star will transit from our perspective, and we'll see with a telescope observations we take. We'll see the light from that star dim.
Yeah.
And
I'm
lo
gonna
and
go to the
behold,
train station.
every 2.2 day, lo and behold, every
I'm
2.2
gonna
plus
go
or
to the
minus
train
0.002 days.
I'm going to go to the train station and predict when the next train is coming. And if it comes when I say, then that's science also, right?
Well, you haven't specified the cause of the train coming.
What are you manipulating the train's speed? What are you doing?
No, I'm just going to predict when it arrives.
No. But you need to also set up, your entire. You need to manipulate something.
That's only the portion of the hypothesis for for why the train arrives.
What do you mean why? It arrived because it was. I predict that it was on a train track. There's a train track there when I go to the train station. That means that's science.
What are you manipulating now? What are you manipulating now?
I'm going to manipulate my steps. So if I take steps backwards, away from the train station, I won't see the train station. If I take steps forward to the train station, I will see the train station.
Well, you've just changed your prediction.
Hypothesis.
Yeah.
Why?
That's not science at all.
Why? The train will turn up and I would have got it right.
No. You changed your entire experimental setup.
No, this is my hypothesis. How I do science. There are many methods, remember?
Well, you just
if I close my
changed
eyes,
it
I
several
also won't
times.
see the. Yeah, if I just close my eyes, I won't see the train come either.
Hey, Kimo, how do you know?
Is that your
on the right
hypothesis?
track?
Yeah. Have you tested that?
How do you? So how do you
No,
know
we're
the
just
train's
trying
on-
to associate you with like.
You have a paper on
we're
it
just trying to
closing
work
your
out
eyes
what you're
and
trying
not
to say
seeing the
via
train.
scientific method.
You have a paper on that you closed your eyes and didn't see the train. How do you know that if you haven't tested it?
How do you know it's on the right
This
track?
is your
Kimo?
train experiment.
Yeah, I've just told you my experiment. If I take steps back away from the train, that will cause the train not to appear. If I take steps forward,
Probably need to define your experimental setup a little bit better in your paper.
well, you just need a train track, train station, and yeah. If
So
you were
how
to-
do you?
if you're able to
Kimo, how do you
manipulate
know?
your steps, go forward or backwards, the train would appear.
How do you know it's on the proper tracks, Kimo?
That's what you're testing for.
Well, it's the trains actually in the U.S. and not in the U.K.
That's what you're testing for. If it disagrees with hypothesis, then it's wrong.
Is it Chronic that's looking at the stars and taking all the measurements?
Yeah.
What's your job, dude? It sounds really cool. Just as a bit of a segue.
Just astronomy and physics.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
So look, Chronic, you understand this is not science,
He pushes
right?
the
This
button
is,
for the telescope.
this is pure guesswork.
Yeah.
You're looking at things in the sky and making assumptions. Yeah?
Oh, I've heard Lemon. Trust me. Lemon, luminescence, star in a jar. I've heard it all, Kimo.
Yeah, if this, then
My
that.
My entire career is fake. I'm just looking at fake lights projected by the Illuminati.
Unfortunately, yeah, you
somewhere.
and rocket scientists here have taken up occupations that have no fruit, no real information.
Yeah, I guess so.
But look, you get paid for
I think-
it, so what's not that big of a deal, right?
Chemo, the really interesting thing here is like a lot of the people that you're talking to are chasing like they want to find out what the truth of the universe is, and I think if there was like if anybody in the flat Earth community is able to produce something like viable, they're prepared to look at it, and look at it and assess it, and if it turns out to be accurate and a really good way of explaining things, I think me personally, I'm ready to drop the ball model as soon as I'm presented with something that explains, the flat Earth and why the ball Earth is wrong. Like I'm prepared to do that.
They
It's
don't
not a
have a
matter of
ball-
opinion or what I want. It's like objective truth.
They don't have a Bohr model. They had a radius.
They do though. They do.
No, they don't anymore. We've with the Black Swan, we've shown that the radius.
Black Swan is readily explainable on a Bohr model. That's what you don't understand.
No, there is no Bohr model. I've just told you. You need a radius, an
Well,
R
you're
value.
wrong. Your statement's incorrect.
Well, what's the R
Anyway.
value? What's the radius of there?
Emo.
6378.14 kilometers mean radius.
Okay, so if you're 1 foot off the ground, how far is that horizon away?
I don't know. Go on like a Bislan's calculator and work it out. It's
There
not being
you go.
idiot.
It
you
depends
see?
on a lot of variables.
No,
Question for you,
it doesn't.
Kimo.
No, it doesn't. The horizon, the physical
Yes,
horizon.
it does.
No, it doesn't.
I have a
The
question for you,
horizon is
Kimo.
not physical. Look up the definition of horizon.
Yeah, but on a ball, on a
It's the apparent location where the sky meets the ground. It's an apparent location.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
but
the
on a
horizon
spherical
is.
object, you've got to have a physical horizon. Must.
Says who?
There's a spherical object.
Spherical object doesn't speak.
Like when you go to the moon,
bells, you
if
keep-
you're on the moon, you see the horizon. That's the physical geometric edge. So once something
How can you
disappears,
be on the moon? I thought that
Is
was
it though?
fake.
Is it?
Yeah, once it disappears over the moon's horizon, that's the physical curvature, the physical edge.
Is it?
But I thought you
Because
established
the
this
horizon is an
moon
apparent
and all
location,
that
dude.
is fake.
Yeah, on Earth, because there's no curvature, but on the moon, that is your physical horizon, your geometric horizon.
No.
What do
Wrong.
you mean no?
When you look at the horizon, are you seeing geometry or are you seeing light?
You're just looking
What do your
at,
eyes see?
You're just looking at like an illusion.
What do your eyes see?
Well, the ground ramps up, and
No. What physically do your eyes see? What do they receive?
yeah, you're seeing light.
What do they use to create the image in your brain? Light. Cool.
Yeah, but
Is
what
light
I'm
geometry? No, it's not.
No, you're missing the point here. Is that on a
No,
spherical...
you're missing the point, dude.
Maybe you can help me with that point, but at the moment, the Earth has a spherical size, and the horizon should be at a particular location. And right now, that location is constantly moving all over the place. So because of that, it means that the Earth cannot be the globe that you said it is. It has to be on a bigger ball.
No.
Well, you can't just hand waving, no, what is this no?
Why? You do it all the time. You do it all the time.
Wait.
Jabroni,
No,
just
we
so
don't
you know,
just hand wave
Jabroni is
dismiss.
it's a waste of time talking to Chemo.
Well,
Yeah,
again,
I know, man.
the only waste of
Just
time.
one last.
Yeah, it does seem like a waste of time because, like I
Kima.
said, what we try to do is highlight, that you have just pieces of paper. That's what you got to remember.
Chemo. Just one last thing about doing actual science.
Mhm.
Okay, almost identically. It was actually kind of scary how similar this conversation was between you and QE. It devolved into we never even get to the actual the good in my opinion the important discussion points. It devolved into describing what science is. That's not fun. That's not the cool part to me. But maybe to you it is to just drag on for hours about arguing the semantics of what doing actual science is. Maybe a critical thinker, if I had a conversation maybe with a more critically thinking flat earther, maybe in the future, then maybe they would ask something like, how do I know it's a planet and not just like a dark spot on the star, that's moving across, the star like a sunspot, or how do I know it's not, some other, thing that's testable and that can be, verified or not, and things like this. But instead, it's the same. Downgrade it to, translate it to fifth grade, elementary understanding of, circle rocks go in the square box and square rocks go in the triangle box. And wait, no, that's wrong. Take them all out.
Look,
never gets to the
I feel
substance.
bad for you, sir. I've got 99 problems, but your
fine.
science
That's
really is not one, because what you think is science has given us no
That's
result.
the whole foundation of your. But it's the whole foundation of anything that you argue.
Don't be nervous.
It's science
Look, all
related.
you've got to do is put down the mathematical equations, get practical, get physical, give us something with the observed phenomenon in nature, give us something that you've manipulated, and then obviously,
Like I said,
we can get results,
Yeah.
and we can repeat those results, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, same.
You're not,
exact thing.
You're never happy.
To that end,
What we
I
plan to
actually
do,
have an app
Chronic,
on my phone that actually does use star maps that are actually built upon work of people like him over there.
Chronic?
Chronic. Yeah,
Chronic,
go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead, Kimo. Say your next thing.
So look, again, what we try to do here, Chronic, whether you accept it or not, the younger generation are the most important here. Now, obviously, we have to make them aware that what you guys are doing, okay, is just giving us your belief, what you believe is true. So we have to make them aware and give them the opportunity to find out if what you're saying is, true or if it's false. And that's basically what we do. So we ask you questions to the point where you're at now, and then obviously if you give up, like I say, the message is loud and clear, and we just ask the next guy if they can provide evidence. And you will get this lot from flat earthers, because We're looking for real
Mhm.
science. We're looking for things that you can demonstrate, not what you've written down and said, "Yeah, I have an experiment, but there's no experiment." Yeah?
That's the major problem is that you don't accept any of this.
No, we don't. No, not
Yeah.
science. That's why you're guessing. You're
But
saying
the,
if
the,
this.
the strange thing is you will accept really flimsy stuff that does support what you want it to support.
No.
That doesn't hold up to scrutiny.
No. What we're looking for is the observed phenomenon that's questionable. What caused that? Very simple.
Chemo, I answered every single one of your questions, and it's
Yeah, but
still
you still don't know
devolved
what
just
caused
into
it because you didn't manipulate it.
It's still devolved into a tangent, like way off in left field that was completely irrelevant.
Yeah, but
After I answered every question.
You did answer.
Same thing happened.
You answered the
Excuse me.
question.
Same thing happened with QE. Same exact thing happened with QE.
I'm not disagreeing with you. You did answer them, but like I say, what we've discovered is that there were no results because you've just guessed your way through this science experiment.
Nothing is a guess.
They're not.
Nothing is
They're
a
not
guess.
guess. They're measurements. He's not making up numbers.
Science is not
He's
guessing.
recording numbers.
Yes. Yes. Science is not guessing. Science is taking observations, taking data, taking measurements, repeated measurements over and over and over, and reporting the results of those measurements with some confidence, in those measurements being correct, otherwise known as uncertainty.
Right.
Okay.
Well, my cabbage is about to turn into a pumpkin. Yeah, I've got to pick up Cinderella.
Nice counter argument there. That was good.
Hey, Chemo.
Hey.
Chemo. How do you throw a party in space?
Oh, I don't know.
You plan it.
I really want to have the. I want to talk to what's his name about it because he posted so much in the chat when he's here. Reconor, but he's afraid.
That's Arnold. That's the guy
Oh.
that does the Arnold sound effect.
It is that guy. I've asked him to just. I'm happy to discuss it
He's
with
like,
him.
yeah, thank you,
every time he
thank
posts
you.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe he might be.
Chemo, can I ask you something?
Sure can.
Please don't ask him anything.
Well, I just want to. I like. What for you is the single best scientific experiment that demonstrates flat Earth?
Flat Earth doesn't really require scientific experiment because there's no observed phenomenon. But the best one I say we have is how the sun works and how ships disappear beyond the horizon. So we have experiments that explain how the sun sets. So we can make the sun and repeat what the sun does out there. Okay? So I'm going to show you that right now. I'm just going to get the link up for you. So I would say that's probably one of the best.
Manipulate the variable to know anything about
I would say that's one of the best.
the world. Like I
experiments.
pooped this morning. Do I have to go in the toilet and manipulate my poops to know that I pooped for sure?
No, what would you observe phenomenon?
Or can I just look in the toilet and see that I pooped and say, okay, I pooped this morning?
You gotta taste it. You gotta touch it. You gotta use your senses.
Or do I have to take it out and manipulate it, play around with it, just kind of
Chemo, can I ask?
scat cat it?
You have to
Chemo,
count
can I
the
ask
number
you
of
another
steps.
question?
Okay, so this is the third.
I think
Can I ask you another question,
I think
Chemo?
Chemo checked out.
This
for
is
a
the
bit.
third installment
Hey,
of.
Xanic.
I am going in a minute, but this is the third installment of because I'm building a building. I'm building a
Listen,
body.
Xanic, listen. I've tried to book a night on the moon at their great hotel. but
Guess that's the restaurant where you ate
The
before.
Luna Inn, right? I've tried to book that same hotel, the Luna Inn.
Like, why?
So look,
why
here,
is this guy requesting
look at
science
this.
and
This is, for
observations
me,
and stuff
this is,
around Earth, but then responding with, "Oh, we don't need science for flat Earth." I don't.
This is probably the best.
Like,
Chemo isn't.
there's such a big difference.
Chemo isn't here for
Why
flat
is
Earth.
the level of?
He's a fucking hypocrite.
You're a new guy, but we've been talking to Chemo for 4 years, and he's not here for
Yeah,
flat
right.
Earth.
So look,
He's
this
here
is
to be a soul-sucking vampire that tries to
Jake.
get you to jump through hoops for his enjoyment.
Jim
not to do
Baroni.
anything
Right.
else.
Have a look at this video here.
You got a
This,
poop
this is
fetish,
probably
Jake?
the best
I
experiment.
did when I was younger. It was pretty
How
weird.
can you talk about flat Earth for 4 years? I don't understand that either. Like, hasn't anyone got anywhere? Like,
Well, we've been talking
these
about
guys,
it for 6 years.
it's like,
Nope.
Probably
it's
7 years
fascinating.
now,
It's actually fascinating.
But the
Not
best
not the concept of the shape of the Earth, like the psychology behind like what's going on here is amazing.
And they had nothing new.
Really amazing.
The explanation is all of us Goldbergs that stuck around this long are all autistic. We're on the spectrum. We really
They
are.
always bring up the
We're on
same
the
shit.
spectrum.
So the best,
They always bring
the
up the
best
same stuff
experiment
over and over
we've got,
again.
Jim
Black
Baroni,
Swan.
is
Chemo always asks the same question, and he sits there for 2 hours as a Goldberg spends 2 hours trying to explain it to him, and he's like, nope, nope.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Nope.
Amazing. It's like it's cognitive dissonance in action.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's
We
not
call
something
it
I
flat
see
Earth
very often in my
amnesia.
in my life. Generally, it's not something I observe. So to come here and listen to it is amazing.
Flat Earth amnesia.
It's
Yeah,
amazing how.
Yeah.
Well, what we do, we offer,
What's
well, I offer therapy for you guys, Jim Baroni, just to get your head around the fact that
Wow.
you've been lied to, right?
Did you hear my second question, Chemo?
It's a bit of a big deal, isn't it? You've been lied to and getting your head around the fact that you can't actually.
Well, no, I
prove
need to ask you. I want to ask you why are you looking for science that proves curvature and experiments and stuff that prove curvature, and then when I ask you for the same thing regarding flat Earth, you say, "Oh no, we don't need that." How does that work? Like, why is the level of proof different? Like, why have you got a different standard for yourself than to people who disagree with you?
I've just posted a video for you of an experiment which explains how the sun.
I've just asked you a very specific
Spurs.
question.
Spurs, it's okay. You can say you don't hold yourself to the same standards.
Well, I'm trying to explain to you that we have experiments to support our claims.
You just 5 minutes ago you said you didn't need to do science for that. 5 minutes ago, that's a direct quote from your mouth.
Yeah, that I was talking to somebody else. That was different terms and conditions. I was saying that we didn't need to do any of that because I thought we were going to have a picture of the Earth from space. We didn't get that. Then obviously now we provide you with the evidence.
No. I asked you what your favorite experiment or like best experiment
And I
for
just posted it for you. Did you look at it?
that proves to you that
Did you watch
that
it?
the Earth was flat, and you said I don't need one.
Did you watch
That's
it?
literally the conversation we just had.
Did you watch the video that I posted?
Is that
So
science?
your answer's changed. Has your answer changed?
Yeah, like I said, the conversation that
'Cause
happened before had terms and conditions. Did you read the small print? No. So try to listen to what's going on. Somebody said they had a picture of the Earth from space. That means nobody needs to do any experiments because we can see the Earth. Now we don't have such a picture. We can go back to the
But we're
experiments
still curious,
to prove.
Timo. What is your favorite experiment for validation of the flat Earth?
My favorite is this one here. The horizon experiment. So if we want to explain how the sun moves over a flat plane and disappears bottom first, this is a fantastic experiment you can try to replicate and show how ships disappear bottom first, how the sun disappears bottom first, and how buildings disappear bottom first. This is my favorite experiment.
Does it explain how the top of the water disappears too?
Yeah, it explains everything. How things disappear bottom
It
first.
explains how the top of the water disappears.
Everything, yes. This is the favorite experiment. This is the best experiment that proves the Earth is flat and stationary. So like what Kit's posted, we know this is happening we can replicate this, and it's in the video.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what is the timestamp that it explains the top of the water disappearing?
Well, at least the positive thing is this is a 14-minute video. It's not 4 hours. It's actually feasible to watch this whole thing.
Yeah, and it's got, just watch the first couple of minutes. That's all you need, really. First couple of minutes gives you the experiment of how things disappear on a flat plane, bottom up. Yes, and that's whether it be the sun, whether it be a ship, whether it be a building, whatever. We have the demonstrations, we have the explanations. Now, we asked the guy Chronic for a simple explanation with a demonstration, and all he was able to do was provide a piece of paper and say, read. Read.
And data and observations.
Read.
You're asking for a very simple explanation of a very complicated experiment. So it can only get so simple.
Read. Have a read of that, you said. So you look at my experiment, right? And you look at the real...
Kimbo, I can show you the observations. They're public domain.
Look in the real world. Look at my experiment. Look in the real world. Look at my experiment. Now read
Kimbo,
your
I can
piece
show
of
you
paper.
the real world observations that were
Yeah,
taken.
yeah. You had your opportunity. So you read your piece of paper and you can watch my
No,
observation.
it's the observations with cameras and telescopes. I can show you them.
Of course you got
What
that. Like
about
mine,
the
yeah?
Emancipation Proclamation?
I just have a feeling you don't want to see them though.
So what I've got, a ship disappeared over the horizon and the experiment going back and forth showing exactly the same thing. What do you have to what we can see? The observed phenomenon. Apart from
The observation. I have images taken with telescopes.
Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look at
That
what
you can
saw.
see. That you can see with your eyes.
Let's have a look at what you saw.
Alright.
Alright. Alright. So we're talking. That's what sets That's what sets the flat earthers apart. You see, because we're able to demonstrate our claims. You see, we don't just make wild claims. See, and
is the ocean flat?
The water, well, there's waves.
Like at scale, over a large scale, is it flat?
At rest, it would be completely flat. So if you go, the nearer you go to the ice wall, the calmer the water is, and the flatter it becomes. Yes.
Sure. So how does the bottom of the object get obscured if it's completely flat and you're standing
No. You're not,
say,
you're not hear what I
6
just
feet
said.
high?
I said if you go near the ice wall,
That's
you may
what
get
you'd
this.
expect.
You may get this completely flat water, but in the oceans generally there were just so many waves and shoaling and all that kind of thing. Sinking. You understand? Yes.
No, I
On a
don't.
globe, that wall should look different. You shouldn't see any of that wall on the globe, especially not the face of it. It should be tilting away. You should see the bottom or the back of that wall on a globe. You guys got any of those? Got anything how it would really look like on a globe anywhere or a curve? I mean, because everything you guys show is a flat surface looking over a flat surface. I mean, it's not really. Come on now.
Hey,
You got
Spurs,
anything falling away at an angle anywhere?
Not bad shit.
Or you
Will.
just got flat surfaces over flat
largest-
objects looking directly with no degree of variance of curve at all. That means you're looking at a flat object. The flat front base of the object from a front source of you standing straight and level, looking at a straight and level object. So where was a curve at?
Have you finished asking your question
Have
yet?
you finished showing us what a curve would look like? Because all I've seen is flat.
Dumb on.
You're showing us the front face of something.
Dumb on.
That's what you would appear. That's what you want to see on a flat surface. What else do we got?
Stop asking. If somebody wants
Stop saying
to
stupid
answer,
shit
they
that
can
doesn't
answer.
exist, like a globe. You've never seen anything on a globe. You don't know what that would look like unless you get in a barrel and go over a waterfall. That's what your curve would look like. So show us that. So
Are
get
you
3 to
asking
5
a
miles
question?
out
Yes, you are.
from the waterfall's edge.
No one can
Take your
answer
ass
what
over the
I'm talking.
edge, and then have your buddy film it in slow motion, and we'll watch curve go over the
Man,
curve,
I hate it when
and we'll see it.
Demo speaks. It's impossible.
Does
I want
anybody
to see
care
your
to
waterfall
answer that
curve
question?
live. Compare that to reality. Get a waterfall. Get about 5 feet.
Okay, does anybody care to answer any of his drivel?
No, because it's all nonsense. It doesn't make sense. You can't answer
Okay,
that.
good. Then let's not respond to it then.
It's not even a question, really.
I would chat to him if he if it was possible to have a conversation with him, but it's not.
Where'd he go?
I'm just waiting to see the waterfall observation in your
No, he's
horizon.
back.
Just put the edge of the waterfall in your horizon. Get Niagara about 5 miles out, and take your
Cool,
ass
man.
over it in a barrel, and let's film it slow
Cool,
mo.
man. Yeah, right. We'll do that. Shh.
Then we'll finally see where
Yeah, we'll do it.
curves like globe.
We'll do it. I'm working
do
on
it.
it, man. I'll come back to you later.
Well, do you got anything? Do you got anything that looks like a curve? Anything other than that?
I'm working on it, man. I'll let you know.
Okay, because I've never seen a curve observation anywhere.
Tell you what, I will come to you and I will tell you when I'm ready to show you. How does that suit for you?
How does it suit?
Don't
you
even
can
ask me
already
when I'm
see
ready. I'll
footage of
tell you.
people
I'll
going
tell you.
over Niagara Falls. You can watch the angle of deviation where the boats and the objects fall over the waterfall. That's not 69 miles. How come the whole object tips over and goes upward, and you see the bottom of the object facing you when it goes over the waterfall? How come that happens before 69 miles, that whole degree of tilt? How does that work?
He's a smart one, isn't he?
Cthulhu, do you speak in BC?
Cthulhu.
This is a.
I want to know how your 69 miles for 1 degree works when I can see somebody.
Yeah, I told you.
Their whole body flips over, goes sideways, turns up the opposite way, and falls downward the other way. That's 1 degree.
Your question.
That's a fucking 90
We'll get some information for you, and we'll show you. There's no point asking the question again.
That's a 90-degree switch. The whole body just went zoop. The whole boat, the whole object, straight down. Face the whole opposite direction of me. It wasn't facing straight where I was looking anymore. Now it was facing down. Now the ass end of the boat's facing upward, and I'm looking at the bottom of the boat. That's what I would see on a curve. Show me that.
So Cthulhu,
ass end facing upward is a perfect description of Demok.